Do not worry.
Boom, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to a brand new Do Not Worry stream. I'm your host, Anthony, coming to you live from the heart of Lebanon in the 09. It is 4:03 p.m. right here in Lebanon. Sorry for the earlier stream than usual. I have plans. Got to try to be out of here in 3 hours, so we're going to try to have a nice, clean little 3-hour stream, as Gwen would call it. I'm not going to call it that, no. You know, nice and tight. Horrific. Sorry about that, guys. First of all, 711 Pure Spring Water, all the way from Australia. Gifting 5 Do Not Worry memberships before the stream even started, and even sends a super chat and says, "Doing, lad." That sounded Irish. "Doing, lad. Thanks for everything you do. I'm always asleep when you're live, but always catch up the next day. Love from North Brissy." So all the way from Brisbane. Thank you so much, 711 Pure Spring Water. I come from a land down under. We honor you. You honor us with those 5 gifted. You're not even here to hear the thank you, but thank you. We really appreciate it to you, for everybody. W's in the chat. Whoever's here, W's in the chat. To 711 Pure Spring Water. Haley, how's it going? Haley says, banger episode. I think it should be. Should be. Dr. Sahiba, hello, hello. Mad Dog Maddie, hello. Eleanor Rigby, hello. So we're talking about, guys, we have been gifted a gift from the gods. Samuel, I mean, look, whoever's responsible for booking people over at Piers Morgan, props for this one. They have platformed some of the worst people on the planet, but to bring back Rabbi Shmuley and Samuel from Iceland, the random dude walking around in Iceland who had an interaction with the Rabbi Shmuley, chapeau. Chapeau, chapeau, mwah. That is 10 out of 10 S-tier casting right there. That is S-tier guest securing for a show. Incredible work. Incredible work. Oh my God, I never would have thought these two would ever interact again, but to bring them back for a debate on Piers Morgan, I could not have written it better myself. That is genuinely incredible. So we're going to react to their whole debate. So if at any point during the stream I feel like I'm spending too much time on other topics, we'll jump to that, okay? Because we have a 3-hour limit. So now, and we also, Olivia is back at the H3 podcast, apparently. Olivia's back. Hermia, what do you mean you need to borrow someone with money? Just chat. What's on your mind, Hermia? Also, we got Lily Wachowski, one half of the Wachowski siblings responsible for masterpieces such as The Matrix, are struggling to get funding for their next film, even though it's just $10 million, but it's a trans themed film with trans actors, etc. A trans director. No one wants to do it. No one wants to fund it. So we're going to talk about that a little bit, read that article, and a lot more. So before we get going, thank you to anybody who's a member of this channel, including, again, 711 Pure Spring Water, who's been a member for many months. I can tell by the pink sticker next to your name. Thanks so much for being a member. Whether you've been a member for 1 day or 16 months, like 711 Pure Spring Water, we appreciate you. Thank you for supporting the channel and making sure that we can still do this. Let me thank some of our lovely members, such as Charlene, Forrest Green, Alida Wood, Emma True, Search and Destroy, Noodlelicious, Bubba Trunk, No Name, Zaytun Zero, Slap Loma, Belstiste, Beltiste, Ramilists, Katie's Eye Crave, and all of our lovely members in chat, like Haley. We got Ethan's Basement here. How's it going, Ethan's Basement? We got Honk Big, Dr. Sahiba. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. We love you. We appreciate you. Bless you. Also, our patrons who now have access to Karine's episode 2 of Fantasy Board Review, where she reads and reviews Morning Glory Milking Farm. Patrons are loving it. They're reviewing it as the greatest Patreon video since episode 1 of Morning Glory Milking Farm. So if you guys, so to our patrons such as Claudia, Pee Wee Hernan, and Bader, these are our superhero patrons, thank you guys. Blonde patrons like Daniel Nechley, Mercedes W, Haley Davis, Matthew Bax, thank you so much. And abductee patrons like Eric Skidmore, Jade, Selena Francis, Jenna Jigglypuffer, We appreciate you. Also, to all of our members in chat, the only reason you guys have access to Nata and Maki as little stickers is because of Ethan's Basement's adorable design. So thank you, Ethan's Basement. EB, folks, EB. All right, but please keep in mind, you don't have to be a member. You don't have to be a patron to support the channel. Simply like the stream if you're watching a replay, like the video, leave a comment. If you're in the live stream, hop in and say hello, join our Discord. Also, consider subscribing to my second channel, folks. My second channel, Tino's Playroom. Let me pin that link in the chat. This is my second channel, folks, where I'm currently building this. Look at this. This is my clone army right now. We're building a custom Star Wars build, a mock, as they say, my own creation. What, am I gone from here? I'm not even here. 1 second. Look how beautiful this is. We got my 41 clones at this moment. We built the ATTE transporter yesterday, the walker. Look at this thing. It fits like 9 clones. And I have like a couple of big spiders, separatist spiders trying to attack it. This is just a small taste. Ethan's Basement. What? Ethan's Basement, folks. The legend says, check your P.O. box when you get a chance. I've sent a little something for you and the crew. Ethan's Basement. That's way too sweet. That's way too kind. Holy shit. You know, the last person to send us something to that P.O. box is a very special person here in the family, Jim D. Dukers. So, Ethan's Basement, thank you. Holy shit. You shouldn't have. That is way too kind. I hope that didn't cost you a lot of money. I will go to the P.O. box. I will check it. They usually send me text messages when we receive stuff. It's a whole thing over here. Trust me. It's a whole process. So, I'll get that figured out. And I will tell you everything about it. EB, thank you so much. That's so kind. I'm so excited to see what that is. I'm so excited. Lil Shaitan, yes, Olivia's back at H3. Olivia's back. So, folks, if you are interested in watching some of these builds, we built the whole ATTE. I'm going to be building a Coruscant Guard gunship for the clones, clone transporter, popping down. Subscribe to that channel. Link is pinned in the live chat. And Ethan's Basement, if it's cool with you, I'd love to do an unboxing of the sweet little packages on stream. It's exciting. Guys, I'm very thirsty. Had a lot of garlic for lunch. So if you guys are interested in this, join us. I'm going to be finishing up the build hopefully in the next like 2 or 3 weeks. I'm kind of excited. And it's exciting to decorate it. You see those spiders? They're like attacking it. Then I'm going to have clones on top of the thing trying to shoot away those spiders. We're going to have Jedi in the air, everybody fighting and shit. It's going to be cool. They're very static right now. They're still just kind of on display. Once the whole thing is coming together with plants and stuff in nature, it's going to be crazy. Bubba Trunk, how's it going, sir? Thank you for being here. All right. I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Let's get into it quick. We're going to do some small one-off stories and then get into the bigger stories. Again, this is going to be a 3-hour stream. We are still at minute 10, minute 8. Let's go. AI. Don't you all love AI? Culture Crave. Warner Brothers has removed a Supergirl behind-the-scenes video after concept art of Lobo went viral. Now, what this story doesn't say is the concept art was made by using AI. Yeah, look at this. Because they got caught using AI to create the concept art, they'll hide everything at all costs. AI concept art of Lobo. So they basically were caught using AI in a behind-the-scenes video. So they quickly panicked once they got a lot of backlash and deleted the video. Now, we do have the footage. So, by the way, if you're wondering who Lobo is, he's this guy from the popcorn bucket, remember? That's the reference we use here, folks, popcorn buckets. Polish Busher, hello, hello. So this guy, okay, when they were working on the concept art for him, it's Jason Momoa. He's a famous comic book character, you know, so whatever. Here they are.
The red eyes for sure. And then crazy pictures.
Generating images using AI. This was a job. They used to pay someone to do this, you know? They used to pay concept artists in general, to draw this mock-up designs of what the character could look like. Now, that's it. Offload it to artificial intelligence. Bubba Trunk says, bro, I love Lego, but Porsches, they're so cool to build, but expensive. Oh, yeah, dude, tell me about expensive sets. This whole mock thing is costing hundreds of dollars. But yeah, the Porsche, are you talking the Technic ones too? The super fancy Technic ones? Those are like crazy expensive. Some of those are like remote control now too. Yeah, caught in 3D.
Crazy pictures.
Flip through something. Because
I think the red eyes for sure. And then crazy.
Look at that, they're trying different hairstyles. Goddamn AI stealing jobs, taking our derbs.
Crazy pictures.
Flip through some. Because
I think the red eyes for sure. And then crazy pictures.
flip through some.
And look, Jason Momoa's there. I saw a tweet talking about how Jason Momoa has this water company. Like, he sells water in a can, canned water, because cans are better for the environment than plastic, technically, blah, blah, blah. Even though I recently found out that every can is lined with a thin sheet of plastic on the inside. The water, whatever liquid is inside the can, doesn't directly make contact with the can. There's a thin sheet of plastic. I guess still less plastic, still better than plastic bottles, but I mean still. So the dudes out there being like, we got to be good to the environment. We gotta, you know, use cans, don't use plastic bottles. And by the way, it's like I count 1, 2, 3, 4 plastic bottles on this table alone, which is hilarious. 4 plastic bottles of water. Like, at least make it a thing. Like, yo, when I'm in a video, when you're filming me, at least make sure you have my water, my cans of water, or no plastic bottles on the table. Like, let's at least, just for my PR, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man, 4 bottles of water? Like, holy, what? Why 4? There's not 4 people here to drink this. I don't even see the water. Plus, you're Aquaman. You're supposed to be extra for the environment. Sorry, talking about water made me thirsty. Again, I had a lot of garlic for lunch. Copious amounts of garlic. So,
because
I think the red
so he's there participating in this activity that is draining the world of water, draining the world of resources, because every time we're generating one of these beautiful images of you, there, Jason Momoa as Lobo, the popcorn bucket guy, you know, we're draining the earth of water. So what do you have to say about that? Look at that hypocrisy. Caught red-handed, folks. Caught red-handed. Embarrassing. Polish Pusher with the $2 donut says, drop and give me 30 likes. Polish, don't you do it. Polish, thank you so much for the $2 donut. That's much appreciated. So Polish says, getting my keys to my new place in 2 hours. I get to enjoy this live stream while packing. There we go. That's fucking awesome. Hope you enjoy the move. You save that money. You go ahead and save that money. Beautiful. So then we have Turba Mador says, love how companies are trying to occupy the super position of AI is so cool and widely accepted. It's the new norm. Get used to it. And oh fuck, they caught us while using AI. Hide it. Make sure nobody knows. Nobody must be allowed to see our shame. Yeah, look, I think this is good. Companies should be ashamed to use it, but like, look, this is it's so prevalent. It's more prevalent than you think. Everybody in the entertainment industry, I feel like, is embracing AI. That said, they're all going by if we don't embrace it, we will be left behind. If we don't embrace it, we will be left behind. Everybody's doing it, man. They're all embracing AI, and they're just be like, well, it's just the next evolution. It's just the next progression. Just like when VFX took over stop motion. Yes, but it's not the same thing. Again, I've said it once. I'll say it a million times till I'm blue in the face. AI is entirely based on theft of intellectual property. Everything we've worked on, everything we've written, drawn, thought of in our lives has been taken without our consent and fed into these machines to train this AI to be able to recreate it just like that. I mean, recreate it without a soul, without meaning, without anything. But that's the difference. That's why using generative AI and generating images and generating writing from nowhere and taking people's jobs is extra malicious, extra fucking evil. And it should not be supported in any way, shape, or form. And to see people in the arts, in the entertainment industry, embracing it and using it, taking away jobs with like in 4K, like we fucking see it happening. Marvel just recently fired a whole bunch of VFX artists. Disney got rid of a bunch of animators from Pixar. Like, it is happening. The purge is happening. They found a way to get their VFX quicker, done quicker and cheaper. They're never going to think of the human cost. Never, never, never. They're going to embrace whatever cheap method they can use to make their movies. So now they're supposed to they want to make us accept 3D, generative AI. And it's part of the concept. Like, this is a big budget movie. This is a DC movie produced by Warner Brothers. This movie had like $100 million budget. You know, it's crazy. Which is why, like, if there's anything you feel like making, go out there and make it. You know, use your friends, use your family, use yourself, make it. Go out there, film it. This is inspiring me to work on something, you know? Hopefully I will one day and tell you all about it. But yeah, I'm totally against this. I'm for shaming these companies. Shame them, shame them, shame them. We're going to get to a point where this is just mainstream and everyone's used to it and everyone just has to begrudgingly accept it. But I'm going to do my part to bitch and moan about it and never use it. And, you know, speak up about how AI fucking sucks and the dangers of AI. Speaking of who loves AI, Nour Yassin, aka Nas Daily from Israel. This fucking piece of shit. Let's see. The country of AI, 10 million people, more than 2,000 AI startups. This tiny country is obsessed with AI. Yeah, I wonder why. Of course Israelis would love AI. Of course.
This is the country of AI. It has more than 2,000 AI startups, the highest per capita in the world. AI has more than
Look at all these genocidal faces.
2,000 AI startups, the highest per capita in the world, higher than America, India, and China. And
All these people have served in the IDF, by the way. Unless they found a way to get exempt.
everybody is an AI engineer.
I am an AI engineer.
I'm an AI engineer.
I am an AI engineer.
Building AI startups.
AI for dating.
AI email assistant.
AI that unlocks the web for agents.
AI that accelerates startups.
AI that supports cancer patients.
AI for beautiful design.
There is so much
AI for genocide. AI for ethnic cleansing.
AI that NVIDIA is building their biggest office outside the US here for 10,000 workers. And OpenAI.
Jesus Christ, man. Like, my graphics card is NVIDIA. Like, are you shitting me, man? You're opening your biggest AI what facility in Israel? Like, what do I tear my PC apart now for parts? What do I do?
10,000 workers and OpenAI. There is so much AI that NVIDIA is building their biggest office outside the US here for 10,000 workers.
Disgusting. Vix Todd, hello, hello. Sarah Saruf, hello. How's it going?
And OpenAI is hiring here. The country is Israel.
Oh, we guessed it, my man. You don't have to. It wasn't a mystery. Surprise, surprise. The country is Israel. We're the ones who love AI. Are you shocked? Now we kind of knew.
Whole country with only 10 million people, and every skyscraper is full of AI startups. Yes! So why is everybody doing AI? Because they prepared 30 years ago. They spent 7% of their economy on research and development, on technology, every year for 30 years, more than any other country in the world. And when AI came, it was the perfect technology for the prepared. Everyone became 10 times faster overnight. It just took 30 years of preparation. So if you want to see the future of AI, go to San Francisco, go to Shanghai, or here in Tel Aviv.
Yeah, no one's coming to Tel Aviv, my man. Disgusting. I hope this wasn't copyrighted music, by the way. Oh, Hermio Torres said, do not worry, Pod. Just wanted to share that Ahmed Sarsoud has a poem of his featured in an anthology book and 3D art exhibit. Look up Art for Palestine, Patterns of Return. Ooh, awesome. Ahmed Sarsoud, friend of the show. I would definitely want to check that out. Remind me on the next stream, just because today time is super tight. Jumping real quick, folks. Because I want to give it its due. I don't want to just look at it real quickly. I want to spend a good amount of time looking at it. Jumping back real quick to the Harry Potter topic. Just we're going to very briefly touch on it. Remember we talked about Nicholas Hoult being cast as Gilderoy Lockhart in season 2 of the Harry Potter TV series. There was a massive backlash online, on Twitter specifically, from a lot of his fans from the gay and trans community, being like, what the fuck? Like, why would you join a series that is going to make J.K. Rowling more money when J.K. Rowling is literally using her money to make the lives of trans people more difficult, more impossible in the UK? She's literally helped fund legislation, organizations that are anti-trans rights. So I saw this tweet. We looked at a lot of the backlash, a lot of tweets being upset at Nicholas Hoult. This was kind of funny. Anthony says, you know what? Beat his ass again, Crypto, for joining that transphobic mess. And it's the footage from Superman when Crypto just like beats his ass, essentially just fucking attacks the shit out of Lex Luthor, which is Nicholas Hoult's character. So people are enjoying this content. It's kind of funny. But in opposite news, you know, we talked about that actress that was like, well, I'm pro-trans and I'm against J.K. Rowling's comments, but I do love Harry Potter, so I'm going to be playing Petunia Dursley. And, you know, with Nicholas Hoult joining the project, this is a nice little story for a change. Ali Pankeep a filmmaker who directed multiple episodes of Black Mirror, said that she declined the opportunity to join HBO's Harry Potter as a director to avoid funding transphobia. That's fucking crazy. Black Mirror filmmaker shades HBO's Harry Potter after declining gig on show. Easy to say no to funding transphobia. There you go. It's not that hard. Let's see what she has to say. A prominent TV director is shading J.K. Rowling and everyone involved with adapting her work for HBO's new Harry Potter series. Ali Pankiv, the director of multiple episodes of shows like Black Mirror and The Great, shared a screenshot of a text conversation with one of her representatives in which she swiftly declined the opportunity to potentially join the wizarding world as a director. I have an instinct on the answer, but I feel compelled to ask, the representative said in the text message. Harry Potter? Hard no? Absolutely fucking not, lol, Pankiv responded, but thank you for asking. The representative shot back, of course, I assumed as much and agree. That's kind of, like, first of all, it's so badass of her to be that way and to have, like, an agent or representative that kind of vibes with you and that gets like, listen, I know what you're probably going to say because I get you and we've spent enough time together. So would you want to do this? I think the answer is going to be no. It's like, fuck no, I'm not going to do it. It's like, yeah, awesome. I get you. I agree. So it's kind of nice to see that relationship between, someone and their representative. They're on the same page. In the caption of the post, Pankey wrote, "It's simply, is this easy to say no to funding transphobia? Also, this was for directing, not acting, obviously, lol." In the comments of Pankey's post, fellow director Kate Herron, who helmed numerous episodes of Loki and an episode of Doctor Who, said that she had a similar experience regarding the forthcoming Potter show. Ooh, very cool. So another director, Kate Herron, did the same thing as well. So shout out to them. That's very cool. Artful, hello. How's it going? So you see, there are some positive. Is this Kate Herron? Yeah, that's Kate Herron. So Kate Herron also was like, fuck no, I'm not doing this. So that's fucking cool. We talk about, we're going to shout out the actors. We're going to call out the actors that are joining the show, directors and whatever. But let's also shout out the ones that are like, fuck no, I'm not fucking joining this weird ass project. I'm good. Thank you. So shout out to both those ladies. Ali Pankiv. I don't know if, is it Pankiv? I'm saying Pankiv. That's what it seems to make sense. And Kate Herron. Let's fucking go, ladies. Yeah, thank you, exactly. She wrote, "Respect and love to you, ally. They've asked me twice and I've had to explain my answer is never going to change from a no." And I'm sure the show and the producers are going to try to go out of their way to seem LGBTQ friendly, trans friendly, because they want to try to, for those that are angry about this, they do want to try to change the perception and be like, look, no, we're not associated with J.K. Rowling. She has minimal interference or whatever. And look, the show is still going to be a massive success. I'm not going to watch it. I know most of you guys in chat aren't going to watch it. But for the most part, I think most people either don't care. I'm not going to say they're unaware. Some of them are blissfully unaware that they they don't pay attention to news or whatever. They're not following up on what J.K. Rowling is saying. Some of them know but don't care. You know what I mean? So I think the show is still going to do very well. It's still going to be very successful. But I think there's a big chunk of the audience that just doesn't really want to fuck with this anymore. Doesn't want to fuck with anything J.K. Rowling related, no matter how much of an important part this was as your childhood. And I've talked about it many times. Like I've grown out of Harry Potter on my own before J.K. Rowling even went nuts. I lost a lot of interest in the franchise, so it's not even something I fuck with anymore. Entertainment Weekly has reached out to representatives for Pankiv, Herron, Rowling, and HBO parent company Warner Brothers for comment. Pankiv's post came 2 days after Nicholas Hoult's casting as Gilderoy Lockhart was confirmed for the second season of the series. Rowling has been dubbed as a transphobe and a bully for her outspoken views on the transgender community. She has pushed back on those who have characterized her as transphobic, at one point tweeting, "I respect every trans person's right to live any way that feels authentic and comfortable to them. I'd march with you if you were discriminated against on the basis of being trans." Yeah, bullshit. However, Rowling has repeatedly identified with the TERF movement. TERF is trans exclusionary radical feminist. She has made a habit of sharing anti-trans rhetoric, at one point claiming that she'd happily do 2 years in prison instead of supporting policies protecting transgender people from hate crimes. She also publicly celebrated a UK Supreme Court decision that ruled that womanhood is legally defined by biological sex, which was viewed by many as a blow to the trans community. Rowling's comments have led to numerous figures involved with the original Harry Potter movie series, including franchise leads Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, and Emma Watson, to speak out against her and state their public support for the trans community. So, shout out to those ladies. Let's fucking go. I hope we hear more stories like that. That would be great, honestly. And speaking of trans rights, trans individuals, Lily Wachowski, the co-director of The Matrix, along with her sister Lana Wachowski, they're both trans women. They've both transitioned throughout their lives, which I don't think I've ever heard of a, like, what are the odds of two brothers transitioning to both becoming women? That's like, to me, the odds are that are like, you know, very interesting. Like, what a coincidence. So The Matrix co-director Lily Wachowski says nobody in Hollywood wants to finance her new $10 million thriller, The Hunted, because of its trans representation. Just by the way, for context, $10 million might seem like a lot of money in Hollywood. That is like pocket change. Studios are dying for any movie that is just going to cost $5 to $10 million. Like, are you crazy? They're either making movies for $100 million, $150 million, $200 million. Like, you know what I mean? The $10 million is a gift. And to be able to say from one of the directors of The Matrix, here's this new movie and it's only going to cost you $10 million, studios should be chomping at the bit to get the rights to make this film. Okay? People like it, but they really don't want to make it because it's got a wall-to-wall trans cast. I have to get creative and figure out different ways that I can get this in front of people, Wachowski said on KCRW's The Business Podcast. This is a script that was extremely important for me to write. It was a response to what is happening in the world for trans people, and it gave me a hugely cathartic receptacle to dump all of my anger and rage and frustration into. So that is nuts. The fact that Lily Wachowski, one of the helmers of one of the most legendary movies of all time, can't even secure a $10 million budget. $10 million bucks. Nothing. Again, nothing. In the context of making a Hollywood picture, that's a bag of peanuts. That's considered a low budget film. You know what I mean? Like, there's a horror studio. What's it called again? Blumhouse. They're known for making $5 million movies, and like, they're low budget. They're no nonsense. That they'll pay as little as humanly possible to make these movies, and they end up making their money back most of the time because they only cost $5 million. You have movies that cost $100 million that need to make like $300 million worldwide at a minimum, $300 to $400 million to make their money back with advertising costs and shit. So $10 million bucks, that is a gift from the heavens. You have a world-class legendary director being like, yo, I have a movie, $10 million bucks, just fucking Netflix, anyone, fucking make it. You know what I mean? And they can't get the money. Mac Lopez says, I loved Sense8 so much. I never saw Sense8, you know, because at one point, look, if I'm going to give the sort of producers a little bit of not benefit of the doubt, but over the last few years, the Wachowskis, ever since The Matrix, you know, ever since they finished their Matrix trilogy, they have made just a whole bunch of flops. Now, I've never seen Sense8, the TV show. I know it had its audience on Netflix, and at one point it got canceled, and then they came back for like a Sense8 movie or something to finish out the story. But ever since The Matrix, so the first Matrix was their masterpiece, and it is a masterpiece. Then they made The Matrix Reloaded and The Matrix Revolutions, which by all accounts were very mixed, and their reception, and they got worse. Like, people liked Matrix Reloaded, didn't love it, and then people really disliked The Matrix Revolutions. Then they came back and made Speed Racer. Now, while I like Speed Racer as a guilty pleasure, I think Speed Racer was a visually stunning film, and it used to be like a showcase for me to show off Blu-ray when I had a 40-inch flat screen TV at the time. Back when I was in college, that shit was impressive. And I had my PlayStation 3. I'm like, you've never seen a Blu-ray before? Check this out. And I would put Speed Racer, because the effects are like, you just took a bunch of acid and you're just like the colors were insane, the races, all of the animation, the CGI, it was fucking nuts. Speed Racer looked insane. The movie was kind of nuts and all over the place too. It was a pretty close translation of what an anime would feel like. Guilty pleasure of mine, Speed Racer, but that shit flopped. That shit cost a lot of money. It did not make any money. Nobody liked it. So Billy Beaselbuff says Speed Racer has been re-evaluated. Yeah, I was an early OG fan of Speed Racer. I still have the Blu-ray. I was an original believer. I was there preaching the Speed Racer choir, gospel of Speed Racer very early on in my life. So it's trippy as fuck, Mac Lopez. It's trippy as shit. You know what I mean? Get in the right mindset and watch that movie. It's nuts. Then they made Cloud Atlas. Here's their IMDb. Cloud Atlas. Like, look, it's got a 7.3 on IMDb. I thought that movie was not great. It was the movie that took place across like 4 time spans, and you had like the same actors playing characters in the past and the present and the future. Tom Hanks and Halle Berry. It was kind of weird. I remember admiring how like ambitious it was, for sure, definitely. And I remember buying it on Blu-ray. I don't think I have it anymore. I think I got rid of it at some point, but it was very ambitious, most definitely. But it was also kind of all over the place. And again, it lost a lot of money. And then they made Jupiter Ascending, another big sci-fi movie, which lost a lot of money. You see the trend, kind of like they were making shit movies that were losing the studio a lot of money. That's kind of what's been happening with them. Then they did make Sense8, which has its fans. I haven't seen it, so I can't judge. I've seen all these. I've seen Jupiter Ascending. I've seen Cloud Atlas. I've seen Speed Racer. And then they, Lana Wachowski, Lily's sister, came back and directed the fourth Matrix movie on her own. Lily wasn't part of it, but that also flopped and lost a lot of money. Now, some people like it, and I kind of get what she was going for with that movie. Now, I didn't really like it. You know, like I thought it was just okay. Like, eh. Some people like it because of how subversive it is and what Lana Wachowski was trying to say. But like to me, it didn't really work. It wasn't fun to watch. But it wasn't meant to be fun to watch, so that's the whole point. But like, she was successful at making a shitty sequel. If that was the take. But again, another high-profile film that lost money for the studio. So, but again, Lily Wachowski isn't asking for much. She's literally just asking for $10 million. So there's barely any risk there for the studio, and instead you do get the prestige of being like, hey, we have Lily Wachowski's film, and it's an interesting take, and it's got an all-trans cast. Like that's also a very attention-grabbing film and could be great for any studio's portfolio. So, granted, all those other movies that I've discussed are big budget. They're big budget, so I understand a studio not wanting to give them $100 million to make a movie. Here's $60 million. Here's $150 million, because the track record has been spotty in the past. So it's kind of like a guaranteed money loser. But $10 million? You're telling me you can't hand Lily Wachowski $10 million to experiment and do some weird, interesting little trans-centered film with a trans cast, and you might get fucking gold on your hands. You might get gold on your hands. You might get something that's very defining for the trans demographic, something that genuinely captures the conversation, a cultural moment, you know? And everyone's too scared to do it because the culture is headed into like anti-woke, and it's time to shame trans people, and it's time to, you know, open racism and open bigotry. TE5 just gifted a $10 super chat. Thanks so much, TE. That's way too kind. It's a super hats are being censored. Wouldn't let me post about our neighbors. Ooh, TE, holy shit. Thank you so much for letting us know. It happens, yeah. So sometimes it happens. We've sometimes not even super chats, regular chats are censored. It depends what territory you're in and how you write things. It's weird. But yeah, I'm sorry about that. Thanks so much for supporting the channel. TE51833. That's very generous. I'm sorry about that. Is there a way? Just call them our neighbors, I guess. Call them our neighbors. I know what you mean. I'll know what you mean. Thank you so much. Uh. 1171 Domino says, shame on Olivia for returning to that podcast. So anyways, let's read a bit of that article. The Matrix director Lily Wachowski says Hollywood won't finance her $10 million thriller because it's got wall-to-wall trans cast. Filmmaker Lily Wachowski is working to get her next project, The Hunted, out of late-stage production, but the Bound and Matrix director says nobody in Hollywood wants to finance the thriller, which is budgeted at around $10 million because of its trans representation. Again, I cannot emphasize enough how $10 million is peanuts for a Hollywood flick. Peanuts. I think the Parsons film, Backrooms, cost like $10 to $15 million for A24. Like that's a low budget movie, or like $20 million at most. Obsession cost less than $1 million. But for the studio to acquire it, they paid like $10 to $14 million to buy it. This is cheaper technically than Obsession. Yeah, again, Obsession cost less than $1 million to make, but for someone to acquire it, a distributor, they spent like $14 million to get it. This would cost less. This would cost $10 million. People like it, but they really don't want to make it because it's got wall-to-wall trans cast. Wachowski said, I have to get creative and figure out different ways I can get this in front of people. This is a script that was extremely important for me to write. She continued, it was a response to what is happening in the world of trans people, and it gave me a hugely cathartic, for trans people, sorry, and it gave me a hugely cathartic receptacle to dump all of my anger and rage and frustration into. Wachowski co-wrote the project with her partner, Mickey Ray Mahoney, while facing difficulties getting The Hunted off the ground, which is currently in development through Anarchists United and Natasha Lyonne's Ariadne banner. Let's go, Natasha Leon. That's cool. Wachowski assembled a live table read at Los Angeles' Dynasty Typewriter Theater from August 7 and 8. Ooh, that's cool. They're doing a live reading of the script. I'm just going to go out and I'm going to grab that trans joy with all of my friends, Wachowski said of her thought process. It's not the thing that I had imagined it was going to be, but the end result is the same. Wachowski is known for her many sci-fi collaborations with her sister, Lana Wachowski. After directing The Matrix in 1999, the two went on to helm sequels like The Matrix Reloaded and Revolutions. The pair also directed cult classic Speed Racer, Cloud Atlas, and Jupiter Ascending. So Speed Racer is now considered a cult classic. Let's go. Okay, so that's the story. Not many more details in there. But, I mean, I think it's highly unfortunate. It's highly unfortunate. Again, if Lily Wachowski was out here saying, I need $150 million to fund my all-trans sci-fi movie, I would understand a studio, basically a business that literally see, you know, this is a budget. We're investing. We need to make our money back. They're going to be like, listen, there's no way we're going to make a $150 million budget back on something like this right now at the moment. Even if it wasn't, even if there were no trans characters in there at all, even if it was a movie about the U.S. military, they're going to like, listen, the last 5 movies you made lost the studio a combined like $400 million. We can't give you more than $20 million. The fact that she's only asking for 10, she's only asking for 10 million bucks, and that she can't get the money. Like, dude, Netflix gave Martin Scorsese like $150 million to make his fucking movie, where all the The Irishman, where they made Robert De Niro look like a 20-year-old using fucking face swaps and de-aging shit. It was horrible. It was horrible. Like, you can give him that money, but you can't give Lily Wachowski 10 mil to make a movie. You know, like, I'm sorry. The Irishman wasn't that good. It was pretty bad, I thought. You won't give her 1/15 of that budget to get, you know, their big comeback, their big screen comeback. Like, that's crazy to me. So again, it's transphobia, and it's top down. This is coming as well. Like, this is the policies of the White House having an impact on corporations and how they view gay people. Again, for corporations, they just follow the tide. Remember when Target, like, as soon as Trump got elected, they got rid of, like, we're not doing Pride Month merch anymore. That's it. It's done. And Walmart got rid of its DEI training, and everybody, like, as soon as they had an opportunity to, they were like, fuck it. It's not in the culture anymore. We're not doing this anymore. Jay Salesman says The Irishman was good. I did not like The Irishman. I thought the effects were so, I mean, I don't remember it that well. I saw it the one time. It was captivating to watch, but the digital makeup to de-age them was very distracting, especially when Robert De Niro was like kicking that guy on the curb. I'm like, oh my God, this is a geriatric man right here. It was painful to watch. It was painful to watch. But I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you liked it. Carolyn Kwan shared this tweet, says, Wachowski made one of the most influential films of all time, literally changed the fucking game, and now today can't get 10 mil to make a movie. Meanwhile, David O. Russell, who's a notorious POS, sexually assaulted his niece, history of physically attacking actors and fellow directors, keeps getting budgets despite all of the above, plus the fact that he hasn't had a successful film since 2013 and had one of the biggest box office bombs with Amsterdam. Yeah, that's a great point by Carolyn Kwan right there. Yeah, a lot of other problematic people in Hollywood are getting roles. They're getting... Armie Hammer just made a comeback and made a Citizen Vigilante, like some racist kind of movie. We got Jonathan Majors, after being, you know, accused of battery and assault and battery and domestic violence and stuff like that, I mean, granted, it's a Daily Wire movie for Ben Shapiro, also kind of a racist movie, just like Armie Hammer. Everybody, you know, all these disgraced actors have to star in racist action films, apparently. Bubba Trunk says, Caroline, my prime sub. The director of one of the most popular films of all time can't get funding for her project because it has an all-trans cast. Meanwhile, there are casting announcements every day for a Harry Potter project that is actively funding the removal of my human rights.
You see how this looks, right? You see how this looks, right?
Yep, we see how this looks, Chris Hansen. And Eve says, Lily motherfucking Wachowski struggling to get $10 million can only be transphobia. This woman should be getting blank checks. She made The Matrix. Now listen, no blank checks anymore. They gave her and her sister blank checks for Speed Racer, Jupiter Ascending, fucking, what's that other one called again? I already forgot its name. The one with the 8 characters across present and past. What was it called again? So not a blank check. They've lost a lot of money. Like they lost a lot of money. Yeah. Cloud Atlas. So yeah, the Cloud Atlas lost a ton of money. Speed Racer lost a ton of money. Jupiter Ascending lost a ton of money. The Matrix Resurrections lost a ton of money. Like no blank checks. No blank checks. TE with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Says spitting facts, but an Uwe Boll movie isn't a comeback. Oh, absolutely. No, it is absolutely not a comeback. But like trying to come back to Hollywood. Johnny Depp recently got a movie. It was announced at Comic-Con. Ebenezer. It's the story of like Mr. Scrooge. Ebenezer Scrooge. They did a whole trailer. They brought him out on stage. Like Johnny Depp's making a comeback. You got literal abusers, domestic abusers, all sorts of shitty people in Hollywood. Producers that have sexually harassed and molested actors and actresses. You know? And someone who's done nothing to harm anyone, who has just made a few bombs in the past. But again, this has nothing to do... They're not getting the $10 million because of the trans subject matter. If she was asking for $10 million to make any other movie, she would have gotten it. She wouldn't have gotten $100 million. She wouldn't have gotten $150 million. Not with their spotty track record in the last few years, unfortunately. But she should have no problem getting $10 to like $50 million to make a project. No problem whatsoever, you know? Yeah, that's that topic. Kind of sad to see. Now I quickly want to move to. By the way, TE, thanks so much for the generous donos. I quickly want to move to something else real quick. Gonna do some politics. This is just fucking insane. Okay, the U.S. and we've talked about this already in the past, but like Israel told the United States that they thwarted a plan for the Iranian regime to take down Air Force One when Trump was flying back from like Iran. From Turkey. Sorry, to me that is insane. The fact that anyone even believes the story, that any Israeli intelligence can be believed at this point, especially when we know how horny, sorry for my language, how horny the Israelis are for war with Iran. They will find any excuse to go to war with Iran. Literally will make shit up to go to war with Iran. They've been talking about Iran having nuclear weapons and they're 3 days away from a nuclear weapon. They've been saying that, they've been peddling that same lie since the 90s. Literally since the 90s. So the fact that anyone would fall for this to me is insane. Like, how is anyone in the U.S. right now believing that there was an attempt on Trump's life from Iran? Like, to me, that is absolutely nuts. Elon Levy says, Israel just saved the life of the president of the United States of America. It was Israel that tipped off the White House about intelligence that the Iranian regime was plotting to down Air Force One. Every cent of military aid just paid itself off. And like, what? It's like, just trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. What intelligence? First of all, it's them trying to find any excuse to have to go to war with Iran. And yeah, they're trying to justify the funding that Americans have been sending them. And Americans are now finally waking up and finally being outraged. And I'm not talking about Democrats or liberals. I'm not talking about Democrats at all, actually. I'm talking about leftists. But I'm talking about like fucking red, white, and blue, red-blooded Americans. You know, God-fearing Americans that hate liberals, that love Trump, but that don't want to send any more money to Israel. They don't want to see their tax dollars going to support a foreign state, especially a foreign state that tries to boss America around and that fucking genocides people day in and day out. This was shared on August 12th. This is while the Iranian regime plotted to assassinate President Trump by downing Air Force One with shoulder-to-air missiles, so he was secretly transferred to a military plane while reporters remained on the threatened plane. So yeah, they had this whole little fiasco where they moved Trump from one plane to another plane, and it's a whole little show. Trump, so this is from the Wall Street Journal, Trump was secretly transferred to military jet amid threats to Air Force One. So they kept, that's what's crazy too, they kept the whole staff and the whole media on Air Force One, so in case there actually was a plot to kill them all, they would have been there as decoys, you know? So literally just sitting ducks, and if this were real, which it's not, but yeah, they did a whole fucking thing. They actually got Trump to switch planes, tried all these theatrics just to go to war with Iran. These fucking little cowards. Oh, holy shit. Maximus Cesare slams a $5 super chat. Says, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much, Maximus Cesare. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the lovely super chat. Yeah, hello, sahla. Welcome to the stream. And Polish Pusher. I think you guys just hit 30 likes. Polish Pusher slamming us with 5 gifted memberships. Holy shit, on the channel. Polish Pusher, thank you so much. There's way too kind, way too generous. Congrats to everybody, guys. We got 5 new members. We got 10 new members today. 10 new members. Holy shit, Polish. Thank you. You shouldn't have. Please, no. You're way too generous. That is way, way too generous. Thank you so much. Congratulations to everybody who got a membership today. You guys are the best. You guys are the fucking already 10 new members today. You guys are the sweetest. So let's see how Fox News is taking this.
All right, thank you so much, Heather. President Trump is demanding compensation from Iran for decades of attacks on Americans. It comes at...
Like, they also claim that Iran was behind one of the sniper attacks against Trump. Like, who the fuck is falling for any of this? It's insane to me. And now this is going to be used for the next 10 years to justify whatever violence is ever committed against Iran. They tried to assassinate Trump. They tried to... What does Iran have to benefit from assassinating Trump? Genuinely, what would they benefit? They're trying to stop the war. They're trying to end the war. This is a war they never wanted to enter in the first place. Do they think that killing Trump would end the war in any way, shape, or form? In fact, it would do the exact opposite. It would make the Americans and the Israelis destroy Iran at a greater rate than they're already doing. So there's literally no benefit for them to kill Trump, even though they have every right to want to get revenge against the Americans and against the Israelis for what they're making their people go through right now. But how do they benefit from assassinating Donald Trump, other than igniting the ire of the Americans and the Israelis? And if they were showing any restraint, which they're not, they're murdering little children in schools, you know, they're just going to make them attack them a million times harder.
As we're learning more about what may have been an elaborate Iranian assassination plot targeting the president. Fox's Doug Luzader joins us live from Washington and has more with those details. Doug.
Good morning. The Washington Post has uncovered what's described as an elaborate ruse by the Secret Service to whisk the president out of Turkey last month, fearing an assassination.
Out of Turkey. Oh, Maban from Iran, our Iranian friend, just gifted 5 memberships. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. You see how misunderstandings turn into beautiful friendships just like that? Let's fucking go. Thank you so much. That's crazy. We got 15 new memberships today. Congrats to everybody. W's in the chat for Maban, folks. W's in the chat right now for Maban. I want to see Iranian flags in the chat. That's so very generous. I got to update those numbers. We're at 380 new members today. Sorry, members overall, not new members, but holy shit. Everybody's losing it in chat. Maban, thank you. That's very sweet, Maban. Thank you.
Assassination attempt by Iran.
President Trump offered just a brief wave as he boarded Air Force One to leave the NATO summit in Turkey last month. But according to the Washington Post, unbeknownst to almost everyone, the plane then took off without
unbeknownst
him.
to the Iranians, too, I guarantee you, Iran had no idea that they were planning on murdering President Trump.
Because of concerns over a possible assassination plot by Iran. How did the Secret Service pull that off? Rewind the tape. According to the Post, after the president boarded, an airport catering truck, something like this, secretly took him to another military plane. A short time later, after switching to the newer presidential aircraft in the UK, the president was asked about what appeared to be other security precautions.
Were you aware of any credible threat by Iran against your
I have a threat all the time. I'm #1 on their list before you. But if I go, you go.
But it turns out
someone said it would be kind of funny if they did. So it would be funny. Look, I mean, it would be funny, but it would definitely bring no benefit to the situation. I think, you know. Jose Pixoto just became a member. Welcome, Jose. Yeah, hello, sahela. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, Jose. Let's fucking go.
Press pool had actually been flying without him for a time. When asked about the switch yesterday, the White House said, "There are many enemies of America who have their sights set on him, and we use every tool at our disposal to address those threats." And that report came out just after the president was asked about Iran's demand for war reparations.
They asked for money for the damage that we've done. I said, that's a good idea. Well, we're going to ask for money for the damage they've done over a 50-year period.
The president cited attacks on U.S. service members over the years, as well as the deaths of protesters in Iran. Jay.
Doug, that story, that plot and the president switching planes, I mean, that sounds like something out of a movie. It's hard to believe that actually happened. But I mean, how close did the Secret Service, I guess, believe?
It is hard to believe. You think? It's very hard to believe.
That threat was.
Well, we don't know. The Secret Service won't really answer any questions about it, which I suppose is understandable. They don't like to get into that kind of thing. The White House is going to face more questions about this. I mean, it really is, if this report is true, it really is extraordinary, just the idea of the president being taken away in a catering truck to another aircraft. But we'll see what their response is.
The Israelis are so desperate for war with Iran, they had to embarrass Donald Trump like that. They made him hide in a catering truck just to keep appearances up. Let's see these security experts. So Carolyn Levitt, by the way, will be leaving her role as White House press secretary at the end of the month. Donald Trump announces, our wonderful White House press secretary and one of my most trusted aides, Carolyn Levitt, will be departing her role at the end of the month so she can spend more time with her beautiful young children and family, a decision I totally understand and respect. Caroline will now be one of my top outside advisors and an influential voice within the Republican Party. As we work to defy history and conclusively win the midterm elections, Caroline has been a real leader in the White House and has done a phenomenal job of fighting for justice, liberty, and freedom since 2018, including our historic re-election campaign of 2024. Caroline has been one of the best White House press secretaries in the history of the office. Thank you, Caroline, for a job well done, President Donald J. Trump. Yo, she fucking bolted after she's like, you left me on a plane to die? You left me on a fucking plane to die as a decoy for the Iranians? I'm fucking quitting. If you think there's any other reason for her to quit other than knowing that Trump literally used his staff, again, it's all bullshit. There was no threat on his life, but he thought it was real. He thought it was real enough to ditch Air Force One and hop onto another plane. So, or he ditched whatever. I guess he ditched the plane that the Qataris offered him. Whatever the case may be. If he thought it was real and was like, let them die, I don't want left Carolyn Levitt, she must be on the plane. They will think that, of course, I'm with Caroline. Of course, I'm with Caroline right now. So they will still hit the plane and they'll hit the decoy. They'll think I'm in there, but I won't be. So sorry about that. I have to work on my Trump again a little bit. I felt that I've been losing it. It hurts my voice to do it. Yeah, she's fucking out, dude. She out. Yeah, Haley says she had brand new kids, right? She just gave birth. She has every reason not to want to die. It'll make the stakes so much higher. It'll make the stakes a lot more higher. She's going to feel alive. What? Like, what? Trump, what? So she out of there. Yeah, Brian says Carolyn Levitt announced her resignation 24 hours after she found out that Trump left her for dead on a plane he thought could be shot out of the sky. There we go. He's like, what? You did what? Yeah, welcome to the club, you piece of shit lady. You fucking lying sack of shit, laundering all of the White House's lies for fucking... How long has she been in that role now? Years. Fuck you, lady. You lying piece of shit, genocide denier. Let's see what security experts have to say about this real quick.
We are learning of an elaborate ruse to protect President Trump from an...
Yeah, she's not a true patriot. Haley says a true patriot. She's not a true patriot. Would have thanked President Trump for that opportunity. Thank you, President Trump, for keeping me on that plane and for making me a potential martyr for our great nation and for God and Jesus Christ. Thank you, President Trump. I thank you. And your glory. Glory be to your name. Thy is the one, Donald Trump, thy. All right, thy will be done, thy. Thank you. I would gladly sacrifice my life and I wish my newborn kids were with me. That's all I wish, President Trump. I wish my husband and my 2 kids were there with me to experience the fear, but to experience the potentiality of giving our lives for the president. What an honor it would have been, President Trump, to give our lives, our whole family, the whole Levitt family, becoming angels for you, President Trump. Would have been my great honor.
Assassination threat by Iran. And here we see, right here, the president boarding the old Air Force One last month to leave the NATO summit in Turkey. Or so we were told. We were led to believe he was getting on the plane, he was going to fly. But minutes after stepping on board the plane, a U.S. official tells CNN the president was secretly moved into this catering truck in a clandestine move to protect him. The catering truck then pulled away from Air Force One and delivered the president to a smaller nearby military plane. That undercover flight delivered him to England, where he arrived just before the Air Force One decoy. Joining us now here in the Situation Room is CNN military analyst Cedric Layton, a retired Air Force colonel. Colonel, how seriously must the Secret Service have...
Like the fact that they have to, well, the Secret Service says it, the Mossad gave them that information, so we have to take this seriously now and run with this. It's like, do you? You don't have to run with this. You can question, like, you can question the validity of these reports. Like, do we believe this? Are they going to even question if this is real, or they're just going to, that's it. We got our talking points. Let's go.
Viewed this threat to take such extraordinary measures here?
Well, it must have been a real serious threat, because when you move the president around, there's obviously a public component to him going from one place to the other, and there's always the press availability and the pictures that you see of him boarding an airplane or coming down from an airplane. But in this particular case, when they move a president and put him in an airplane that is not normally Air Force One, not normally the president's plane, they clearly thought that something bad could be happening, and they thought the threat was imminent. So that's my take on it, and that's why they would take these extraordinary measures in this case.
But yet many of the president's staffers and the media remained aboard the decoy Air Force One as it flew to England. I mean, were they just sitting ducks for this potential threat?
Yep, they were.
Listen, guys, you don't get it. Okay, it's important to keep up appearances. The plane had, if there wasn't a decoy, the plan would have worked. We needed the decoy. Your sacrifice was much appreciated.
Well, we don't know everything, in terms of all the information that they had and the rapidity with which they needed to potentially move him. But yeah, in this particular case, it sure looks like the press, White House staffers, the military members on board the plane were potentially sitting ducks in a case like this. So that's something where you definitely have to look at the protective measures for everyone involved here, not just the president.
If I was a journalist on that plane, I would not have been happy to find this out after.
For sure not. And I'm sure the same is true for the military members as well.
Military staff members, so forth. So the deception even...
Everybody, man, just that... Don't you Americans love collateral damage? Isn't that a phrase that you love to use for us Arabs all the time? Collateral damage. Oops, it just happened. It needed to happen. They were just trying to hit these guys, but they killed these guys by mistake. Collateral damage. Guys, it would have been collateral damage. But it's white people. When white people are at risk, white reporters, white army generals, how dare you, Donald Trump? You're calling us collateral damage? You see Carolyn Levitt fucking left her job 24 hours later. Next day. Us Arabs, it was an accident, bro. I'm sorry. 150 kids died. Collateral damage. War's bad. Okay, nobody likes war. So, shit, boo-hoo, buddy. Boo-hoo. Yeah, my buddy, exactly. But now every human is important and valid now. Huh? There were reporters on the plane. Now you care about reporters? Now you care about journalists? What about the journalists in Palestine? What about the journalists in Gaza? What about the Lebanese journalists? Why did they get murdered? And now these journalists might have been at risk and we're talking about a fake assassination attempt. No one was at risk, but like the thought of being at risk. How could you abandon these journalists on a plane? Yeah, fucking sucks to go after journalists, doesn't it? Where was any of this compassion when it was happening to Arabs? When it's still happening to Palestinians, to Lebanese people? Where's any of that compassion?
Air Force One retaining its call sign and then the plane actually carrying the president using a common military call sign. How many people do you think were aware of this ruse as the president traveled to England?
It's pretty clear that the number that knew about it at the time was very small. And one of the reasons they did that, I think, was to minimize the threat to the president. What they wanted to do was they wanted to make sure that the president could get out of Turkey as safely as possible.
Okay, but like the people that were on Air Force One with the president didn't think anything was suspicious when we got to get the president out of here. Quick, guys, we're just escorting President Trump to another plane. Y'all remain seated. Just relax. Everything's okay. What were they thinking? Well, they didn't have the food that he liked? He didn't like the selection of movies on the TV screen? Like, what's going on? What were they thinking? Unless they're fucking idiots, they knew that there was something. They must have known something was up. Like, why would they do this? Why would they down the plane? It needs to be refueled. Okay, why is Trump not here anymore? Or did they secretly move him out? Like, are most people that are on the plane, they have no idea. They're not going to see Trump, right? They're sitting in another section. He's sitting somewhere in the front. They just secretly escorted him out. They probably told him, we're just going to refuel real quick. Must have been something like that.
Possible. And they thought the threat in Turkey itself was probably at a pretty high level because of Iran's threats against the president. That's the only logical, determinant here. Now, it could not just be Iran. It could have been proxy militias, from Iraq that...
Haley says it would have been funnier if they put him in a suitcase and threw him on the belt to the cargo hold. It reminds me of that Lebanese guy. What's his name? Fuck. Carlos... Goddamn, what's his name? The guy from Audi. The guy from Toyota. What's his name? So somebody in chat, let me know. The guy from Toyota, Carlos. He was in under arrest, under house arrest in Japan. He hid in an instrument box to escape his arrest, and now he lives in Lebanon. He escaped to Lebanon by hiding in a Japanese instrument in an instrument box, got shipped all the way overseas in an instrument box. Carlos Ghassan. There we go. Sorry, what did I call him? Yeah, Carlos Ghassan. TE. Thank you, TE. Carlos Ghassan, legendary story. Ridiculous, insane story. Insane. Rob Musa, what up? Insane story. So that just reminded me of him.
We're active in Turkey. All these things are possible sources of this threat. But having said that, it's pretty clear that using a different call sign was a clear indicator that they wanted to not only protect that aircraft, so the threat may not have just been a surface-to-air threat. It may have been an air-to-air threat, whether it was another airplane, a drone, those kinds of things we don't know. But those are at least some possibilities that could have been in this case.
Do you know if Secret Service game plans these scenarios in advance, and so this was something they already knew that they could carry out if they needed to?
Like, if they're going to do this, at least keep both planes down until you can get a couple of American jets like there to fly and accompany, escort both planes or the same plane to wherever it's going. Like, get some fighter jets to escort the plane. Don't land the plane and then trick everybody else and make them think they're on a safe plane. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's so offensive. That's so insulting. Trump is such a coward. Like, I don't see how this can be seen as other than an incredibly cowardly move.
Or do you think they came up with it sort of on the fly as a threat emerged?
Yeah, they certainly game planned.
Yo, Rob, it's Rob Musa's birthday, everybody. Happy birthday, Rob Musa. Everybody wish Rob Musa a birthday in chat. That Haley beat me to it. Jason Knight, hello, sir.
Certain aspects of this, and years ago I was involved in Air Force One route planning for President Clinton, just on a peripheral basis. But it's pretty clear that Air Force works with the Secret Service. They work with all the intelligence agencies to get a whole threat picture of where the president is going, and if there's any deviation in the president's plan, then they change the intelligence that the president gets and update that intelligence for that purpose.
And of course, people like Ethan Klein are going to hear Hassan being like, "This is Israel's plan." Like, look, they have Israel derangement syndrome. They think everything is Israel. If you're stupid enough to still believe that Israel intelligence has anything worthwhile to fucking share with anyone, and they're not just covering their fucking asses and looking for any reason to bomb brown Muslim people, whether they're Palestinian, Lebanese, or Iranian, then I don't want to hear your fucking shit anymore. Israel lies about bombing kids, about bombing women, about bombing schools, about bombing hospitals, about every single fucking thing. They lie about rapes. They lie about beheading babies. There's nothing they don't lie about. They lie about ceasefires. They lie about peace deals. They lie about negotiating peace with people. They murder peacekeepers. They murder peace negotiators. There's no one they don't kill. There's no one they don't murder. So to believe anything that comes out of the Netanyahu government as some kind of intelligence and cherry picking, at least I'm consistent. At least when I say fuck Israel, I'm consistent. I say fuck Israel when it comes to their intelligence, their government, the culture, everything. It's fuck Israel. We don't believe Israel. Ethan Klein, people like Ethan Klein, liberal Zionists, who are like, yeah, I'm against the genocide, but their intelligence is great. But this is great. But Yoav Galal's a really good guy. It's like, no, you can't. A government that enacts a genocide, that commits a genocide, live in 4K for the world to see, you can't give them the benefit of that. But their intelligence here is good. I believe them when it comes to Iran, and they have good intentions in Iran. They have bad intentions here, but good intentions there. I'm sorry, no. You got to be consistent. Fuck Israel means fuck Israel. You don't hop around. You don't jump around back and forth. They're lying here, but they're telling the truth there. Yes, they're killing kids, but they're liberating these Palestinians from Hamas. What do you mean? How do you kill children and women and yet are liberating the Palestinians from their true evil, Hamas? How does that happen? So, wing, not yet. We're getting to Olivia in a little bit. We're getting to Olivia.
But in this particular case, I think they game plan some of this, but then they're also innovative enough on the Secret Services side to move him as quickly as possible. And I think that's what happened. And the use of the catering truck is, I think, fairly innovative, and they may have had the help of Turkish intelligence in this case as well, in order to use local facilities in order to make this happen.
I mean, these are obviously extraordinary security measures, but it's not the first time that there's been subterfuge with the president's movement, right?
Yeah, that's true, because, for example, in the year 2000, President Clinton was traveling between India and Pakistan, and they actually put him on an unmarked plane.
Also, like, Turkey would not have been fucking down with this. Let's say this was real and the Iranians did try to make an attempt on Donald Trump's life. You think Turkey would have been down with that? Like, hey, you decided to murder the American president, to assassinate the American president. I'm not going to call it a murder because it's not a murder. He's murdered tons of Iranians. But you decide to assassinate the guy when he's leaving like a trip from our country. Now we're going to be associated with this. Now people are going to look into if we were allied with the Iranians, if we had something to do with this. Like this would be horrible for Turkey. So Iran would not only have to deal with the US and Israel if they were to assassinate Trump. Turkey would have to get involved at some point. Like, you motherfuckers, like, you just involved us in this whole fucking thing now. You've dragged us into this whole fucking mess. Now we're being looked at potential collaborators, and you know, we'll just make it worse.
To go between those two countries, and that was done for security reasons in the wake of 9/11, when President Bush was leaving Sarasota, the Sarasota, Florida area after the attacks on the Twin Towers and the Pentagon. He was flown around, but he never left Air Force One, so he stayed in that airplane because at that time the threat was judged to be one that could be handled by that Air Force One aircraft. So there have been efforts to move the president around, sometimes quietly.
Jason Knight says, and it sounds like Turkey is pissed that we thought they would allow such a plan to be carried out and not protect the president. They take it as an insult. No, exactly, and as they should. I mean, he's a guest in their country, right? They're going to take pride in, like, we're going to treat our guests perfectly, make sure he's safe. He's there as a diplomatic guest, so they're going to take it as a massive failure. Like, yo, this president got assassinated while leaving our territory and potentially in our airspace. Like, of course Iran is not going to do something like that.
Sometimes, you know, in his public transport mode. But the key thing here is protecting the president. That's job one for the Secret Service, and they certainly did that in this case.
Robert McDonald is a retired Secret Service agent. He joins us live now to discuss. Thanks for being with us. Welcome to the story.
I just want someone to be like, yeah, I mean, is anyone going to say they have doubts about this, or everybody's just buying this hook, line, and sinker?
Yes.
Thank you. Great to be with you.
Do you know of any other incident in American history where the president was secretly flying on an alternative plane and told the press he was on their plane?
I don't know of any specific situation like that, but I do know of a couple of incidents where some deception was done in order to protect our president. One was in 2000 with President Clinton departing India and going to Pakistan. And the second one was President Bush going to Afghanistan in 2004.
No one has ever been this big of a coward. No, sir. No, I've never heard of a story like that before.
I happened to be assigned to the Protective Operations Office during that time, and that secret was kept very tight within only a few number of people within the Secret Service. I found out about it by watching television just before.
Like, who's going to question this? I know, like, let's see. Like, Majority Report, like, I'm sure, but like, I'm thinking mainstream media. Everybody's just taking it for what it is, you know? Look at breaking points real quick. I don't think they're talking it. They talked about it yet or something. Yeah, that's a crazy story. The USS Lincoln, like, apparently there's like American Navy members, sailors who've been trapped there for like months, and they're like, some of them are starting to want to like commit suicide and jump off of it because of like their deteriorating mental state. Like, there's no food anymore. They're being fed like rice and bread and like just horrible conditions. McG, hello, hello. Lemon Cat, hello. How's it going? Lemon Cat says Israel uses Syria and Cyprus as staging grounds against Turkey, and they hate Turkey. Bubba Trunk, you should get those nuggies for dinner. It sounds tasty. I have a bag of chips, of spicy chips in my cabinet that I'm thinking about right now. I'm like, God, I wish I could slam those. I might slam them at some point. So, look, this is just crazy. I find that insane. The fact that anyone's falling for this is criminal. You know, I would like to see some coverage of someone at least questioning it. Because, like, look, as they talk about these fantasies and make up assassination attempts, this is the reality on the ground. This is the environmental fallout from the war with Iran. Look at this. Footage shows Iranian island beaches completely black with oil after multiple tankers exploded in the Strait of Hormuz. Can you imagine the amount of animals and ocean life that have been destroyed by this? Unfathomable numbers of marine life. Unfathomable. Fathomable. Look at how it's bubbling, dude. This is criminal. This is disgusting. So Code Pink says the environmental fallout from the war on Iran will be felt for generations. The US military is killing the planet. And let's see, little Yosef Haddad, this little bitch boy, says, anti-Semitic idiots. Anyway, no need to get worked up. So look, these are Spanish commentators. They're covering some kind of race, and they're going to completely ignore the Israeli runner.
Antisainio por la calle número 7, el austriaco Niklas
So the Austrian,
por la calle número 6, el eslovaco Patrick.
the Slovakian, like Slovakia. Boom, they get to the Israeli one.
Ha tardado bastante en salir, ha sido el último en llegar y... Que ha tardado bastante en salir, ha sido el último en llegar y...
So he took some time to get out. He was the last one to arrive.
Parecía por momentos que no iba a estar.
And it seems for a moment that he wasn't going to be there.
Pero está. El húngaro Arpate Banosi, que por la calle número...
And they say, well, but he is, and they kind of laugh about it. And then they say the Hungarian.
4,
So they mention everyone's country of origin.
Por la calle número 7, el austriaco Niklas Stromayer Dank. Por la calle número 6, el eslovaco Patrick Domotor.
Que ha tardado bastante en salir, ha sido el último en llegar y parecía por momentos que no iba a estar.
Get the fuck out of here with that shirt and that flag. Haley says, fucking Morning Joe was fake screaming about the sailors' treatment. That would kind of be a fun report to look at or something, you know, what's happening there, just the completely deteriorating conditions. You know, I don't not a lot of sympathy from my end. Okay, we're almost at our core topics.
Can you imagine when you post about that, you lost contacts?
And by the way, the last match she had, Olivia, you're here again. Oh my God! What? It's almost like you weren't here again. Oh, I'm so sorry that you didn't notice that.
When she was like, "Can you cuddle me?" and you was like,
"It's been so sad since you left, but it's just always such a ray of light when you come back here." And we do these
I mean, I think we might as well because we didn't know ourselves either. We were kind of waiting.
Do you want to come back on the?
I want to come keep him hanging out.
So
whoops.
Hold on.
Sorry, guys. So many links, so much confusion. And then Piers Morgan. Oh my God, I can't wait. Can't wait. Lemon Mint Cat sends $2. Thank you so much. It says Israel hurts Hyrax in Lebanon, and they are so cute. No, I know, and they hurt all our wildlife, all our animals, all our plants, all our nature. It's heartbreaking, heartbreaking. Like 12 audios, Mac Lopez, not just two audios. Lemon Mint Cat, thank you for the dono. Our fellow Lebanese friend. Very kind. Okay. This is an investigation by the Financial Times. A Financial Times visual investigation found systemic destruction across Israeli-occupied southern Lebanon, crippling systems essential to civilian life, from water and energy infrastructure to medical care. Raya Jalabi reports on the scale of the devastation. So this is a quick look into what's happening in southern Lebanon and how Israelis are methodically destroying everything, from infrastructure to civilian life, from like medical care, water, everything.
Longing for her homeland and a house that may no longer exist. Israel followed airstrikes in southern Lebanon with invasion, occupation, and demolition. Our visual investigation reveals the extent of the destruction since the outbreak of war in March, which experts suggest is part of a deliberate strategy to render these areas uninhabitable.
كل قذيفة وكل غارة وكل هيك عم تقتل جزء من روحنا، جزء من ذكرياتنا، جزء من طفولتنا، جزء من تاريخنا.
This is what I saw in April on a trip to one stretch of the occupation zone in the south. Entire strategy to render.
So if you guys missed what she was saying, she says every shell, every airstrike, everything is killing a part of our soul, part of our memories, part of our childhood, part of our history.
This is what I saw in April on a trip to one stretch of the occupation zone in the south. Entire villages reduced to mounds of rubble and twisted metal. At least 100,000 people are still barred from returning, their land under occupation. From her flat in Beirut, Fadia monitors satellite imagery and videos of Bint Jbeil, her hometown. This one shows her parents' neighborhood, their house just outside the frame.
Yo, Bint Jbeil has been completely wiped off the map. I'm sure her parents' home is no longer there, dude.
كيف فرقوا كل الحي كيف فجروه حسيت قلبي تفجر.
Fadia's own house is nearby, close to where she spent her early childhood. She doesn't know if it still stands.
صرنا أسرى ساتلايت أسرى الخرايط بننطر.
We've become prisoners of satellites, prisoners of maps.
When she was a girl, Fadia's father fought with leftist forces and guarded Bint Jbeil every night. He taught her and her sisters to use a Kalashnikov, fearful of Israeli attacks. The family soon fled an Israeli invasion, then an occupation which lasted from 1982 to 2000, displacing her family from village to village and then finally to Beirut.
فأنا بالنسبة لإلي بنت جبيل هي الحلم اللي ما كبر معي.
She held on to that dream, and years later, when the Israelis left, she went back to build a new house for her and her son on family land.
إنه هيدي الحرب من أصعب الحروب.
And now they've destroyed it again. People's livelihoods, their whole life savings, building home on their ancestral land, just gets destroyed. No one cares. No one compensates them for it.
وأكترها وحشية وأكترها تدمير لأنه ما بقى تقتصر القصة على إنه يهدموا بيت أو يهدموا شارع أو يهدموا حارة أو صارت القصة إنه قرى بأكملها عم تتدمر.
Over the past 5 months, Israel has laid waste to areas under its control. The destruction has extended far beyond damage caused in combat. It's destroyed tens of thousands of civilian homes, water and energy networks, roads, bridges, and schools. Meanwhile, Fadia waits, not knowing if she will be able to go back.
Sarah, how's it going? Salimita. L'altantrada. Hope she feels better. So here's the article. Oops. Oops, sorry. My shit is freezing. Okay, there we go. Read this article for free. I have to register? Come on, boys. Come on. Don't make me do this. Okay, the investigation by the Financial Times is staggering in its findings and its scope and methodological rigor. Some of the findings backed up by incredible levels of forensic evidence. 1. Israel completed much of its systemic destruction across Israeli-occupied southern Lebanon after Israeli forces took control of already emptied villages in mid-April. And after the April 17th ceasefire, the ceasefire was used to make these areas completely uninhabitable. So not only did they destroy everything before the ceasefire, once the ceasefire happened, they just made those areas unlivable. The scale of destruction is incredible. Roughly 85,000 housing units damaged or destroyed, likely an undercount. 62 villages and farms inside the Yellow Line occupation zone, covering 6% of Lebanon and extending 10 kilometers inland, sometimes up to 12 kilometers, with 270,000 residents barred from returning. Over 20% of the South's farmland and forest destroyed. 20% of the South farmland destroyed. How fucking crazy is that? Ancient olive groves worst hit. All Litani River bridges destroyed. At least 2,500 kilometers of water infrastructure gone. 2,500 kilometers of water infrastructure gone. This is stated policy and an intentional plan to make an entire area uninhabitable and never allow the population to return. Defense Minister Israel Katz explicitly invoked the Rafah and Beit Hanun model and later boasted of destroying 24 Lebanese villages, not house by house, but entire villages. This is without a doubt a war crime. Destruction of property requires immediate military necessity and not speculative ideas that Hezbollah may use a building someday. Not allowing the return amounts to the ethnic cleansing of the area. The lack of any real consequences for Gaza meant that Israel felt free to do the same in Lebanon. It is now doing the same in the West Bank. This will stop unless... this will not stop unless we stop it. So... And this is going to happen in the States one day, not at the hands of Israel, but at the hand of someone else. So the more you allow this to happen, we let it happen in Gaza. It's happening and almost done happening in Lebanon. They've successfully ethnically cleansed South Lebanon. 6% of our land, 20% completely destroyed, 20% of the South's farmland destroyed. That is insane. That has a massive impact on those people's lives and our country's GDP as a whole. Look at this video of Israeli soldiers using medieval-style catapults to launch fireballs into South Lebanon's farmlands. Isn't that crazy? Wait, I think I can make myself smaller here. Let me see. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that nice? Bro, that's crazy. They're burning our farmland. They're burning our olive trees, man. Like, what is this? I don't even know how to react to this. Like, it's just so absurd. Like, fuck you, you motherfuckers. Like, what? Medieval techniques. They're using medieval weapons. Kelly says, while the rest of the world is trying to put out forest fires this summer, Israel reportedly started them as a military tactic during Lebanon's ceasefire. On Tuesday, the Israeli military dropped flares in a wooded area outside Khiam in South Lebanon, sparking blazes. When firefighters attempted to extinguish the flames, a drone struck close by, forcing them to withdraw. The head of the civil defense of the Nabatea region, Hussein Fakih, said, most of our missions are now related to fires. There are enormous areas of woodland that have burned. I don't have the exact figures, but in the areas close to the front line, around 30 to 40% of the land has been affected by fires. So they're out there burning our land. Europe, Canada, countries dealing with wildfires, natural consequences of what humanity is doing here. Israel's just setting our forests ablaze. Israel deliberately starting wildfires in southern Lebanon, firefighters say. First responders, residents, and environmental groups say military dropping flares to destroy forests and crops. So it's just criminal. Beyond criminal. Beyond criminal. A nice little update. Remember Arianna? They got fired from Burger King. First of all, holy shit. Her GoFundMe has raised $246,000. 8,000 donations. Holy shit. $250,000. So, I mean, life-changing opportunity right there. Insane. Congratulations to her. This is very sweet. Look at this. What happened here? So, as they usually do, young artists in Palestine, in Gaza, made a mural while people in Israel are busy making murals for Boy George and other has-been celebrities, you know, like John Cleese, perhaps, or I don't know who the fuck, or Gwyneth Paltrow. These are the people, these are the real-life heroes that Palestinians are honoring. So Arianna Hamilton lost her job at Burger King after taking a stand and saying Free Palestine. The people of Palestine painted a mural in her honor.
Now, what did you say to me? What did you say to me, Arianna? What did you... Okay. Okay.
Look at that. What an honor that must be. Holy shit, dude. If I were Arianna, if I saw someone in Palestine painting a mural of me, dude, I would start crying, dude. I would start bawling my eyes out, man. So more videos. Bam, Bo. Dude, crazy, man. Can you imagine having a mural of yourself in fucking Gaza? The people of Palestine, the people of Gaza recognize what you did and just wanted to say thank you in their own little way. This would break me, man. Free Palestine. Look at Allah. Adorable little baby. And a third one. Look at this, a bit more of the making of process. It's a beautiful mural. Beautiful work right there. This is what happens when everyday people stand up, dude. Everyday people. Look at this. This was a fast food worker in some random fucking Burger King somewhere in America. One of tens of thousands of fast food places. She just stood up, did what's right, said what's right, didn't shy away from how she felt, said free Palestine, stood up to a bully, stood up to a Zionist Israeli bully, and look at the impact that it has. Now, is she liberating Palestine by saying this? No, but like these are actual people in Gaza right now feeling inspired and wanting to say thank you. You can have an impact no matter where you work. If you think you're working a dead-end fucking job and you have no impact on this world, you are so much stronger. Your voice can travel so much farther than you actually fucking think. All of us have that ability. All of us can have that impact on the world. You know? So genuinely, don't be afraid to fucking stand up and say free Palestine, dude. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. I'm not trying to talk about myself, but like, for example, it's probably impossible for me to get like a job in the States in like anything where they're going to look me up or something. You know what I'm saying? Like impossible. You know? I know I've consciously closed off so many work opportunities in the future with anybody who was any sort of sympathetic towards Israel. I'm unhireable. If I ever was like, you know what, shit, I need to get a job. I need to move to the States and get me some kind of career. I can't get a fucking job with my fucking internet history and half my videos being like, fuck Israel, fuck Israel. You know what's going to happen there? But just fucking stand up, do what's right. Who cares? Who fucking cares, dude? The karma, the world will pay you back someday, some way, somehow, you know? Haley says, very true. I bet you didn't see the series of events happening a month ago. Never. Never, never, never. And the world has thanked her for it. And Polish Verge says, free Mohsen, free Ahmad, free Palestine. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Okay, we're going to discuss Olivia has made her return to the H3 podcast. Now, she's done a couple of guest appearances here and there in the past, but it was always non-committal. It was never a comeback. And even when she left before, you know, it was kind of, the reasons were kind of vague. She just wanted to take a mental health break. I think the stress of being on the show, you know, the hate that the podcast was getting for rightful reasons. They were spewing nonstop Zionist propaganda, harassing creators nonstop, suing creators nonstop, trying to silence criticism while trying to ruin people financially. We just found out that Ethan Klein tried to get $1 million out of iDubbbz in his lawsuit against iDubbbz for just sharing what Destiny said about Ethan. So lots of reasons. Olivia decided to quit. Now, before we watch her leaving the podcast, I mean, look, we can see this was the clip of them announcing that Olivia was leaving the podcast.
Do we say that it's official? Olivia is...
She's not returning?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this was after Olivia had left the show for like many weeks, but still they weren't committing and saying that Olivia had left, but they already started hiring some other people, some other crew on the show, you know, so people had the feeling that Olivia wasn't going to return, and then they made it official. They announced it without her even being there. So it was very kind of like anticlimactic. Like, that's not how you say goodbye to a long-time crew member, someone as influential as Olivia was on the show.
Do we say that it's official? Olivia is...
She's not returning?
Yeah.
You just did.
Yeah. I mean, I think we might as well, because we didn't know ourselves either. We were kind of waiting, you know, and everybody was filling the air. But Olivia did make a final decision, and she does have something exciting else going on. And
yeah,
I think she will probably come pay a visit sometime soon.
She's going to be a friend of the show, in fact.
Yeah.
When we do the members drive, which is going to happen. When is St. Patty's Day? That's when we usually do
March 2017, something around there.
We don't have to wait that long. But anyway, she's like, I'm going to come in and do segments still. I'm going to come in during the members stream. So we'll see her.
So we will see her. She's doing great, and she's
watching every episode.
She's
by the
watching
way.
every episode.
Yeah.
And she has something that she's excited about, so we're happy. But yeah, I don't want to keep people speculating all
Yeah,
the
we need to
time.
give
And
people
now
that
that we do
closure.
know, we can tell you the real.
But
do we say?
God, AB looks so weird. So she left and she started working with, I forget her name, Panzino? Someone Panzino. She was doing a podcast with someone else, and that person fell and like broke her chin. So the podcast that Olivia left H3 to work on went dark. Her co-host can't speak for a few months, so Olivia kind of came crawling back to H3. Now you would think like, okay, maybe we should give, like, we're always out here harping, like, not me. Maybe sometimes, people are criticizing the crew, like they should have left, they should leave. At this point, I don't give a shit. Anyone who's still at H3 at this point has made their decision. If you leave now after 2.5 years of your podcast, nonstop harassing and going after creators and suing them and trying to ruin them financially, there's no hope for you. You can leave the H3 podcast today. I would still think you're a piece of shit. So if AB decides to leave, all of that, I really don't care. I'm not gonna give anyone any props. People like Ian left early enough. Sam left right at the beginning. Like, Sam didn't see any of this shit, right? Cameron, you could argue, maybe he's salvageable, but Cameron also, like, is still a friend of the show technically, and he made an appearance, didn't he, not too long ago? Went back on the show. So at this point, some people were willing to give Olivia a chance. Like, hey, we're always saying that the crew should do better, the crew should leave. Now, Olivia did leave, but again, I think Olivia was there for a very long time, and I think Olivia left not for any reasons, not for how Ethan was treating other people. I think she just left for personal reasons, like how it's going to make her look. I think Olivia was more concerned about, well, it's not going to make me look good if I'm still connected to this show. So I think she left for selfish reasons because of how people might perceive her for still being there. She still said she was going to be friends with everyone at H3 and she was going to come back and do appearances. And then she went and found another job. When that other job went away, when that other job went bye-bye, she was like, well, I guess I got to go back to selling out for these Zionists. Essentially, that's probably what happened. You know what I mean? I mean, she's back to the show. Does that mean she's okay with everything that Ethan and Hila did? That means she's okay with all of these lawsuits. That means she's okay with her audience being an incredibly annoying, incredibly fucked up audience that harasses everybody that her boss harasses. Far Twain sends a $5 super chat. Thanks so much, Far Twain. And says so much for that career. Talentless loser, just like AB. These people are given every cheat code to be a creator and they still can't make it. Thanks so much, Far Twain. I mean, yeah, you're associated with the H3 podcast. You have access to this massive audience. You can easily carry that over to your own content, to your own channel, to your own stream, and make something successful out of it. You might not make as much money as you were making at H3, but you can still live a relatively pretty comfortable life and not live with the association and guilt by association of being part of a podcast that literally made it its thing to defend Israel over the last 2 years during a genocide and to make it all about themselves and anti-Semitism that people were facing in America, and then focusing their hatred on Hassan and trying to get Hassan canceled and making obsessive videos about Hassan and going after every other creator and suing like 5 young creators, up-and-coming creators that can't afford to give Ethan a $1 million payout. She's okay with all of that. Her being back at the podcast means she's okay, or she's okay enough to earn money to look away. You know what I mean? She might be against Ethan. She might be telling her friends on the side, like, yeah, I'm against those lawsuits, by the way. I don't like those lawsuits. I wish Ethan wasn't doing those lawsuits. But to her, that paycheck is enough for her to be like, well, but it's not my business. I'm at work. I'm there to have fun. I'm there to do gossip slideshows. I'm not going to pay attention to that stuff. So they're being paid to look away and be silent. Now, do some of them fully agree and are like with Ethan 100%? With Ethan 100%? I'm sure. Guam fucking loves those lawsuits. I'm sure. Harley Morenstein loves those lawsuits. Everybody else, I have no idea. But they're still there. And for Olivia to go and come back is kind of pathetic. Like, it's kind of pathetic. You got to say, and especially that she tried to do something else, then it clearly fell through very publicly. Everybody heard of her co-host falling and like breaking her chin, and she literally can't speak. She had to have surgery. So now Olivia's like, well, what do I do? She had to come back to H3, and she kept that door open. She kept that relationship going. She kept making some, friendly appearances on the side, making sure not to ruin that relationship. So she's just looking out for her. She's just looking out for herself, She made sure, like, she left, but she left on good enough terms so that she can come back, maybe, never committed to anything. But as far as the audience goes, as far as people like me go, you've committed clearly to not caring enough about Palestine, not caring enough about what Israel is doing, not being enough of an anti-Zionist. You're not an anti-Zionist. Like, if you thought that leaving the H3 podcast was going to buy you some credibility for any amount of time, it didn't. Okay, and the fact that she still kept going for guest appearances, already she had no more credibility. So that was already done. And in fact, she waited so long to leave the H3 podcast that I honestly question. Like, of course, I don't think she left because she felt like what Ethan was doing was wrong. She literally left when it started affecting her negatively, like her mental state negatively, and when the views were going down. Like, she jumped off a sinking ship eventually. Whoever leaves now, they're just jumping off a sinking ship. None of it's, you're not gonna get any props or any credit for this. TE with another $5 dono. TE, thank you so much. It's way too generous. Says, wait, what happened to Olivia and Rosanna Panzino? Any drama, or it just flopped because it was boring? No, so Rosanna, that's her name, Rosanna. Rosanna Panzino had an accident. She was like celebrating her birthday. I saw like a tweet about it. She was on a boat. She slipped and fell and like hit her face, broke her jaw. Yeah, that's the thing. She broke her jaw, literally needed like a very intensive surgery. She can't speak, so she can't host the podcast. The podcast is like done for now. Rosanna can't do anything. So that's what happened. So, and instead of just using that time to grow her own channel, because again, look, Olivia has an audience. Olivia and Ethan Klein, Ethan knows that his audience, that his crew has a big enough audience. So much so, he's scared of his own crew that he told them that they can't stream together. Why would Ethan tell his crew that they can't stream together if he wasn't, A, if he wasn't a fucking weirdo, and B, if he didn't feel like his crew had the potential to get decent views? Like, I'm sure Love gets a decent amount of views when he streams on his own, you know. AB probably doesn't, but Love is the only successful streamer out of all of those guys. So Love's doing okay, you know. Olivia would definitely do great, in my opinion. If Olivia were to make content on her own, she can get all the girly fans from H3, and she could get them over to her channel, do all that goss talk, all that, whatever bullshit they want to do. She could get that audience. So the fact that she's still not confident enough to leave and to go back, and she even says in the video, like, I love you guys and whatever. So, like, look. Let's see the announcement of her being back. There's like 2 announcements, kind of. It happened on 2 occasions. Frog Drug 8282 sends a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Frog Drug. That's very kind. Says, white people are privileged enough to ignore these wars and genocides and say it doesn't affect me. Exactly. They can just look away. It's honestly like most people with like Harry Potter, right? Like people that still choose to watch Harry Potter with all this anti-trans stuff happening around with J.K. Rowling. They're like, well, it doesn't affect me. I don't care. I'm just going to watch the show. It's fun for me. It reminds me of my childhood and more innocent times. When for other people, it's literal life and death, especially people in the UK that are being directly affected by J.K. Rowling and how she uses her wealth to affect their lives and impact their lives. It's the same thing. Thank you so much, Frog Drug. Great point, and thanks so much for the big dono.
Olivia, you're here again. Oh my God. It's almost like you work here again. What, Olivia?
Literally so happy. Miss you. Happy to hang out with my friends.
We should talk about.
Is it just me, or is that like a really obnoxious way to speak? My friends, what's going on there? Why are you being so fake? Does that sound? Is this how you actually talk to friends, or is this just me being overthinking it? But that just sounded so fake.
Again, what, Olivia?
Literally so happy. Miss you. Happy to hang out with my friends.
We should talk about the big.
That is obnoxious.
Comeback maybe on Friday where everyone can watch and enjoy, but. Basically, you're back, and how are you feeling? I mean, the reception was so nice, and I mean, I knew it would be, but
everyone's been so nice. I feel so happy. Literally, I didn't realize. Obviously, I was like devastated leaving you guys last year.
Yeah, it was devastating leaving such a beautiful work environment, such a positive work environment. We're gonna watch a video of Olivia like breaking down in tears because of Ethan calling in and like ruining a segment that she was doing. But yeah, we're gonna get to that. Put a pin in that.
But it was shocking to me. I knew I would miss the audience. Obviously, I missed you guys the most, but
So she misses Ethan and Ela the most. Now, look, she worked with them for years. They were friends. I get it. But like watching them, like looking at your tweet, when she liked a tweet that said from the river to the sea, Palestine would be free. They're literally, your bosses are literally on camera. Be like, well, Olivia doesn't know what she's talking about. She doesn't know that by actually liking this tweet, she is supporting someone saying they want to kill all of the Jews in Israel. Like literally, they were on stream saying that you don't know anything and you're ignorant, and you're liking tweets that have to do with the genociding of Jews in Israel. Like, those are the bosses that you missed so dearly. They're the bosses that are suing creators that you used to like and wanted to like associate with, you know, suing Denims and suing iDubbbz and Anissa and suing, threatening to sue Sean the Black and suing Frogan, suing Caseytron. Like, you're down with all of that. I miss you guys. Oh my God.
Didn't realize how much I would miss the audience. It's like my friends. It was I was talking to Galia earlier. It's like a constant conversation is happening in this sphere, in this world, and all of a sudden I wasn't a part of it anymore.
Right.
But I was still watching it. So I was just like, oh man.
Olivia's the best. She kept watching, always. Why? What? Why?
And I mean, hey, they did fire that other person a couple months ago. They were ready. They put that. Now they're gonna have to fire Guam or something. Now they got too many people again. Like, they keep hiring people. Like, I think AB's on the chopping block again, guys. AB, watch out. With Olivia back, because they already fired that other person. They gave Guam AB's job. Guam got a promotion. What's AB doing? AI videos? They got AB fucking generating AI videos on their show? You know? That's what's going on there with AB. He's just fucking doing AI videos for Ethan. Can I find it real quick? Let me see if I can find this. What do you guys think in chat? Whose job are they taking? Do I have the AI video still? Yeah, there you go. This is what AB's up to now on the show.
To parents who have not vaccinated their kids, that they should vaccinate their kids for measles because it is safe and it will help them.
AB, breaking news from AB here.
That took me so fucking long.
Let's see. So here. Oh yeah, I mean that's pretty good. Honestly,
look at that. That's AB's new job, generating AI slop for Ethan on the show. So let's go back to this.
Let's so close.
Oh God.
Back it up. Back up. Vitaly soundbite. Oh God. I just spawned on.
Wait, what are you doing?
What is? But I was God.
Back.
Depths ask why do they need so many people? I have no idea. Master D-Roy says Galia. Who's Galia? Does she mean Giardia? Yeah, they have Galia too. Like, they have so many people on staff. Like, for such a shitty, badly researched show at this point, like, who? Someone's getting fired, guys. Someone's getting the axe. Someone's getting fired. Throw me your names of who's getting fired. Yeah, where Maban asks where's Lena? I don't know. I think Lena might be completely off cam at this point. No clue. I don't even watch anymore. I honestly have no idea, like, you know, what anyone's doing. But I haven't seen Lena in any piece of footage anywhere, like on Twitter or anything like that. And here's another announcement. Obviously, Yeet is sharing all this stuff because Yeet fucking loves H3. Oh, Daddy Ethan.
This was so fun. Thank you for having me.
So it was so much fun.
It was amazing.
I'm just always so happy when.
Look at Ethan trying to recapture the you know, gossip audience, the girly girls, you know, fan base with this goss talk. Look at this setup. It's like, this is what desperation looks like. This is when you've lost more than half of your audience. This is what you do to win them back. This is what you have to do to win them back. You know, desperately trying to be like, listen, we're still here to talk about like drama and Ariana Grande. No more Hassan stuff. Oh, by the way, where's David Pakman? Is David Pakman going on their show tonight? That was going to be a banger reaction. Come on, bring David Pakman on, you cowards.
You're back in here, and it's been so sad since you left, but it's just always such a ray of light when you come back here and we do these together. So I wanted to ask you, do you want to come back permanently? Do you want to come back on the crew?
I want to come keep hanging out.
So this is actually an announcement. Olivia is coming back to the show. So on the crew.
I want to come keep hanging out.
So
it's so cringy, dude. Oh my God, dude. And like, I want to keep hanging out on this dying podcast, on this sinking ship with like Asmongold fans in our audience and Destiny fans. Like, she's like, I miss the audience. I miss the chat. How? They're all fucking assholes. Everyone in your audience is fucking lawsuit obsessed. Everybody loves lawsuits. Everybody wants to see people going bankrupt. Your H3 subreddit is constant harassment. Like, oh my God, I'm so excited to be back to what? This fucking family of hate, this dark corner of the internet that all they do is like harass people constantly and wish for financial collapse.
This is actually an announcement. Olivia is coming back to the show.
Oh my God, she's back. Oh my God.
She's so back, guys. She's so back. And
it doesn't matter, like, what, I don't know what this move is called. Okay, like, it doesn't matter how much you try to do this. Yee. Girly girls, like, you know what the reputation of your podcast is, right? You guys are fucking assholes. Literally. Fucking Moist Critical had to make a video being like, Ethan Klein's doing too many lawsuits. Like, I don't know what this is about. Like, this is kind of bad. Like, he's obsessed with lawsuits. Fucking Moist Critical, who's busy making tier lists about bread and candy bars, who doesn't want to upset literally anyone, was like, well, maybe this is getting out of hand. Maybe these lawsuits, you know, makes me twirl my whiskers, curls my whiskers to think about all these lawsuits, you know? Like, what are we doing here? Girl bossing a genocide? Yeah, right, Far Twain?
She's so back. And we're all so happy. We're so thrilled.
Are you telling me it's happening?
It is
We're so back, y'all. We're so back. Yay! Back to the genocide pod.
Yay!
You know, you can just set up a camera in your house with a microphone and you can tell all the stories you want. You don't need this. You don't need to be associated with that, with these people, to make a fucking show, to be on YouTube, to still be relevant, to still tell your story. Like, you don't need any of this. Like, what the fuck? She refuses to be online without being associated with these fucking nut jobs. All right. More power to you. Enjoy the declining audience. Enjoy the horrible reputation that you guys have around the world.
And so, we're all just so thrilled. Everybody's missed Olivia.
Maban says, I bet they doubled her salary. They can't afford to, Maban. No way they doubled her salary. Because when she left, they hired like 4 new people. So she's probably getting paid this. And look, I don't want to talk about people's financials. But like, I doubt they can afford to double. Maybe a small raise or the exact same amount that she was making before. But they've hired so many more people, and they've given so many more people like so much responsibility. You know, like, now it's unexpected, but they can't say no to hiring Olivia because she's a big part of the show, and they think she might help bring another part of the audience back. Like, they can't afford to say no to her. You know what I mean? I feel like they shouldn't really be hired. Like, they can't afford to hire anyone else, I would think. They have so many people on staff, and there's not that much to do for a fucking podcast. Like, believe me, there's not that much to do. Okay? There aren't that many tasks to go around. So this is going to come out of someone else. Someone else is getting the boot at some point. Like, they have to. But, yeah. Polish sends $2 and says, not bad, but your jank impression is better. We're working on that jank one. I can't do it right now. It's not going to work. Thank you, Polish. I appreciate that. Thank you for the dono. Far Twain with the $2 dono says, this is like Jonathan Majors joining the Daily Wire, right? But it's like being someone quitting the Daily Wire, then coming back. Like, it's a little bit more embarrassing because she was like, you know, I'm leaving. Made the whole thing of it. Like, I'm gone. Joined this other podcast with Rosanna Panzino. Rosanna Panzino literally falls right flat on her face. She's like, well, I guess I'm coming back. I miss my friends. The way she said, like, why does this look like a Mr. Rogers episode? Like,
This was so fun. Thank you for having me.
So it was so much fun.
It was
and
amazing,
I'm just
Olivia.
always so happy when you're back in here, and it's been so sad since you left, but it's just always such a ray of light when you come back here and we do these together. So I wanted to ask you, do you want to come back permanently? Do you want to come back on the
I
crew?
want to come keep hanging out.
So this
Hold
is
on.
actually
why is she speaking like a 5-year-old?
So I wanted to ask you, do you want to come back permanently? Do you want to come back on the
I
crew?
want to come keep hanging out.
So,
and the camera angles, why does this look like an 80s TV special for kids? This is bizarre. Okay, so Olivia's back. Good vibes. Okay, we got to listen to this one more time.
Yeah, you're here again. Oh my God. It's almost like you work here again. What, Olivia?
Literally so happy. Miss you.
We
so
should-
happy to hang out with my friends.
We should talk
with my friends. Yeah, that's fucking annoying. Okay, anyways. Let's get some, let's go back to the good old days. Let's remember how fun it was to have Olivia back on the show. How nice it is to hang out with her friends.
show. And by the way, the last match she had, she basically...
So here they were talking about something on Love Island. Okay, there was an Arab, I think Palestinian contestant called something, I forgot, we'll remember here, who was according to Ethan and Hila, of course, because they hate Palestinians and they hate Arabs and Muslims. Allegedly, in my opinion, okay, I'm not stating it as a fact. Don't fucking sue me. But, you know, they have a thing against Arabs and Muslims, I feel, in my opinion, as Zionists, as people who, you know, who agree with Israel's right to exist as a Jewish majority state. They're like yelling at Olivia and making Olivia feel bad for like trying to defend this Palestinian woman and claiming that like, no, she's like harassing people. So they're talking about Love Island. I've not seen whatever the fuck they're talking about, so I don't know the context.
Sexually assaulted.
What? What are you talking about?
Oh, I'm so sorry that you didn't notice that. So, and by the way, the last match she had, she basically sexually assaulted.
What? What are you talking about?
Oh, I'm so sorry that you didn't notice that.
The
He
night
said
with
that
Chris.
When she was like, can you please cuddle me?
Sunflower Dragon slams us with a $5 Jono. Thank you so much, Sunflower Dragon, for the generous dono. And says, I used to give Olivia grace. At this point, I just think she's so fake. The sweet act is just that. An act, 100%, Sunflower, 100%. I totally agree with you. I think at this point, it's all bullshit. The only crew members that deserve grace, I would say, are Ian and Sam and Ian. And maybe Cameron, but he's still, again, friend of the show, still made an appearance. And Olivia, like, forget it. Anyone who's still there, even if they leave today, like, maybe I would give Love a pass because he literally needs the visa. Other than that, I don't know. But even giving Love a pass is still, like, generous. He still knows what he's doing. He's still complicit. But, like, everybody at this point, you know, Sam and Ian, the only ones that get a break.
And he was like, I don't want to. And she was like...
And she kept trying to grab him and touch him under the blanket. And he said no.
She sexually assaulted him?
I think, I
That
mean, maybe
was kind
using
of
that
the
language is a little
subtext.
bit harsh.
Was she
but
saying, I want to have sex with you right now? Or was she saying, like, can
cuddle
you...
now. 3, 2,
I'm
1.
giving,
You have
I'm
3
giving you
seconds.
until 3.
I thought that was stupid and crazy.
If it was
didn't
the opposite gender, if a guy did
If
that
that
No,
to a
was
girl,
the
I agree with you. I don't like it, but I
gender,
probably
hold
wouldn't
the
have said that
If
he sexually assaulted
it was the
her.
opposite gender, and a guy said, you need to come do physical touching with me now under the blanket, and I'm counting down from 3.
I thought that was crazy, and then it
you
didn't
would-
happen, and they didn't further that conversation.
she was like upset about it.
Well, they were upset about it later, but he has already been very mean to her before that.
He was not mean.
No,
That's
gentleman.
correct.
all the way around.
Justify
He was such a gentleman.
He told her to shut up like 5 times. Are you kidding?
Look,
I'm not. He was not mean.
During
I
that
thought
baby-
he handled.
Atrocious vibes. And by the way, this was supposed to be like I think like a girls episode only. It was going to be Hila, Lena, and Olivia, and I think maybe I don't know who else on the cast, but this was just supposed to be like a girls episode, hanging out, talking about Love Island. Ethan decides to call in and immediately kills the vibes. Now, Hila is also joining Ethan in killing the vibes, and the way she's talking to Olivia is also kind of like very uncomfortable.
During that baby challenge, he kept telling her to shut up, and she was like, "Stop telling."
Yeah, Mauricio says they ganged up over it. Like, yeah, now you have your two bosses, Ethan and Hila, ganging up on one of their employee, their junior employee, live on stream, by the way. Don't forget, like, they're arguing with her live on stream and kind of insinuating that, like, she's not being sensitive about sexual harassment. Like, she's not being, like, how could you not tell this was sexual harassment? Are you crazy? What do you mean? Like, when your bosses are telling you that you're not taking sexual harassment seriously live on stream, that's kind of an uncomfortable work situation.
Telling me to shut up.
Oh, I didn't.
Okay,
Yeah,
regardless,
possible
hold
that I
on, that's
skipped that,
neither
'cause
here.
the
That's
show was
not, that's
getting,
not
like, too
relevant
long
to my
for me.
point. Hold on,
Wait.
that's not relevant to my point.
I do think
it
I
doesn't
skipped
matter
the
how
baby
mean.
episode.
It doesn't matter how mean he was to her. He said she was groping and grabbing and touching him under the blanket when he wanted to go to sleep.
And he was
say that she was
was
groping
like,
and touching him.
He was
or what
like,
she
I
say?
That's
need
what I
Please
remember,
cuddle
but
me.
He was saying, I need my sleep, and she was like, not having
Right, but
it.
did they end up? Did
Well,
something
well,
happen
we-
that he was?
No,
forced to
because
This was
said
towards
no.
the end, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
towards the end.
She just asked to cuddle.
Right.
No, that's not
And
what
then she
happened.
said
I need to
3,
go
2,
find.
and then they didn't,
She was being so pushy about it.
which is bad.
cut-
It is bad, but are we gonna sit here and say that she is a sexual assaulter?
No,
No,
I don't
God,
think
I'm
so.
just. I'm
No.
asking.
That's
If,
not
Of course, Ethan and Hila are going to think she's a sexual assaulter because she's a Palestinian woman.
Oh, well,
because obviously
Hold
I don't
on,
want to
hold on.
defend someone who did that.
I'm with you.
I don't think sexual assault is necessarily the.
So now they're making Olivia feel like she's defending a sexual harasser. They've defined like what this person did. And look, I've not seen the episode that they're talking about. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. The person might have been, but like they're making Olivia feel like you're not taking that. You're defending a sexual harasser live on stream. So now she's starting to get uncomfortable, and she's like, "Well, I mean, I don't want to defend that if that's what they did."
The language. I'm trying to think what is.
I think
the
I misunderstood
appropriate language.
that whole thing.
Like,
She was kind of harassing him,
kind of harassing.
maybe.
Yeah, I think harassing Ethan is more appropriate.
Because what I remember, she was touching, but I need to go back and watch. Now, obviously,
I mean,
either
obviously
way,
it's under the blanket, so we don't know.
Imagine taking reality TV so seriously that they make one of their staff members cry live on stream over it.
True, from what I recall.
I don't remember
should've
anything
prepared
sex.
for this.
No, she just
Now
asked
listen,
to cuddle.
I'm not accusing
That's
her
not
of a crime
possible.
or anything.
I know, but-
Guys, let me just
Come on,
finish
you
my
know
point.
what you
Okay,
mean.
hold on.
She's the one that went all the way already with Jeremiah too, and like, I kind of.
So now she's like, I should have prepared for this. She's feeling bad. You could just looking at her, she looks super flustered and like uncomfortable, and she's getting overwhelmed, and she wants to get off cam ASAP, but she feels like she's stuck because she has to work with her besties. You know, my friends.
But she didn't even want to kiss him in front of people. In the back.
Haley says, I'll have to go back and watch. Yeah, Ethan is taking it so fucking seriously. He's going to rewatch that episode of Love Island. Like, I got to find what episode that's in. Season 25, episode 16. I got to get that moment. I got to get that clip. Get the clip.
Guys, guys, let me just finish my point
he
before
got
you
so
guys
mad
make
that
it seem
she
like.
wouldn't kiss him.
Can they hear me, Dan? What's happening?
They can hear you. They're just choosing to ignore you because you weren't supposed to be on this episode.
We can hear you. Sorry.
We can sort of hear you.
Okay, let me just finish my point before you all make it seem like I'm crazy for saying something. I don't think she committed a crime or anything, but she was very pushy with something that I perceived as to be sexually suggestive. And if that was opposite genders, you would all be freaking out right now. Bye-bye. Say bye now. Bye-bye.
Oh, yeah.
He just drops a hot take and then dips, but
no.
Okay.
I think I misunderstood what happened, and I don't want to do this anymore.
Wait, what?
What do you mean?
I don't know the moment he's referencing. To be
Someone cut away like ASAP, dude. I remember someone did cut away, but like, oh, this is so uncomfortable, man. Imagine having to live on stream ask to like, I don't want to do this anymore. And your boss, who's like trying to be like, I'm just one of the girlies. I'm just one of the friends. What? You support the sexual harasser? Anyways, let's go back to talking about this reality show. Aren't we having fun, girlies? Aren't we friends? It's like, you pay these people. They're not your friends. They're your employees. There's always going to be that dynamic between you. So you can't make your employee feel like total shit live streaming. Oh, what do you mean? You don't want to leave? How? Why? Aren't you having so much fun? We're having a great time.
PH. But yeah, that's why I'm like, why'd he dip? Let's talk more about this.
Well, I mean, the way I.
Okay, finally someone cut away. Finally, someone fucking cut away. They could tell that Olivia was like fucking crying, dude, and losing it.
Remember it. I felt very weird that she was really pushy with him.
With who?
You don't remember? With Chris.
Oh, okay.
They
No,
were
I
in
don't know.
bed.
I felt that she was pushy. I didn't realize. I'm sorry.
I don't want you to get upset though. This
Yeah,
is,
Olivia.
This is all...
No.
You don't gotta feel. I mean,
I agree with you.
Yeah, like you don't have to recall the whole show by. You know what I mean? Like, there's have to be.
Let me go find the clip. Let me rewatch the clip. Olivia, how could you not catch it? It was sexual harassment. I'm gonna go rewatch the clip now.
People in this room have a
fun.
different
This is
recollection
not-
of.
I don't want you.
Like,
to...
yeah, I feel like obviously I feel bad for seeing how she's like, but like again, she put herself in this position. Then she left. She was able to get away from these people successfully, and then she just came back to them. So while my sympathies are limited, I have only so much empathy and sympathy that I can give around in this world, you know? And it's not going to go to someone that knowingly works with people like this, leaves them, kind of, but remains friends with them, and then comes right back as soon as the going gets a little tough. As soon as you know, Rosanna broke her jaw, can I come back to age 3 like right away? And this is how they treated her live on stream.
So, like, stress and.
I just feel bad. I'm sorry.
No, Olivia, don't.
Olivia, you didn't do anything.
I don't recall what he's talking.
Yo, Rosanna's getting divorced too? Crystal says also, did you see Rosanna is getting divorced? I do feel bad for her shit. Haley says, breaking your jaw and getting divorced is horrible. Yeah, that's a lot to deal with at once.
About either, to be honest, because it's so much in one season.
It's a lot. It is a lot.
Fun vibes on the age, and this was supposed to be like an extra bonus fun episode. Like this episode doesn't even need to happen. This is just a fun thing for the members or whatever. Like, hey, let's get together and talk reality show. Fucking shit show, dude. Fucking straight up tears.
Yeah.
You want to take a break?
Yeah, you can.
You can find the scene if you want.
No, I don't want.
No.
Okay.
It's just. You want me to?
I'm sorry. I didn't.
No, you're fine. You want me to cover for you from for a the sec? show? You're completely right. I'm with
You
you.
want to go take a few minutes? Yeah. Fine.
So those are the great bosses, Ethan and Hila, you know. That's what happens. But yeah, I mean, congrats to Olivia for getting her job back. Yay, my friends! I get to hang out with my friends. So congratulations.
They are unrelenting.
You know, no sympathy though in my case. No, we're not gonna. No pity. All right, guys, we're gonna get to the topic of the hour. We've been covering a lot of Rabbi Shmuley over the last week. His trip to Iceland was extremely eye-opening. He was just going there, harassing people, filming people. Everywhere he would go, he would start filming people and calling them anti-Semites. And how dare you treat an American Jew like this? How dare you hate Israel? So we had this legendary run-in with this legend right here, Samuel. He followed him for 8 minutes, harassed him and his girlfriend, filming them even while his girlfriend was trying to hide her face. And Samuel stood his ground, kept saying, hey, fuck Israel, fuck Israel, fuck Israel. This guy's a fucking legend. He tricked. You know, he walked up to Shmuley, was like, hey, I'm a big fan. Shmuley then took a selfie with him. And then as they were taking a selfie, this guy was like, yeah, fuck Israel, by the way. So Rabbi Shmuley lost his mind. Then we saw a bunch of other videos of Rabbi Shmuley at a bar. People there telling him you're not welcome here and telling him to leave, etc. He was a fucking parasite. He went to Iceland to play victim. He would go annoy people. Then when they tell him to fuck off, he would start crying victim. So now, the good people over at Piers Morgan Casting, okay, whoever's booking his interviews, bless you. They have fucking booked Samuel. They fucking found this dude all the way in Iceland, brought him onto the show, and brought Rabbi Shmuley for a Samuel and Rabbi Shmuley face-off. Are you shitting me? To the person who booked these two, chapeau, thank you, congratulations, you deserve a raise, you are the greatest, thank you for providing us with this amazing, glorious content. I thought that their interaction in Iceland would have been the last one. I thought it would have been it, but no. We have more. What could have ended there with that legendary 8-minute video, we now have a 47-minute long debate between the two. I cannot wait. I'm going to grab some potato chips. I'm grabbing some chips. We're doing it. Okay. This is my guilty flavored chip. The Master's hot and spicy regular. Let's fucking go.
So welcome to Uncensored. In the International Criminal Court, it has recognized a sovereign that has so far mostly backfired in the court of public opinion.
Okay, we got a little intro.
Vacation on the volcanic island. Activist Shmuley was at.
Let's go. It works. If I have to choose Mamdani or Pinochet, I'll go Pinochet. If it's AOC or Pinochet, maybe I'd blow my head off.
The rabbi and activist Shmuley was at the center of a firestorm again this week after chasing down an Icelandic couple who interrupted his vacation on the volcanic island. Shmuley says that Samuel Gudmundsson posed as a fan who wanted a selfie before surprising him with a political message, or the words, fuck Israel, to be exact. The rabbi posted a video in which he followed Gudmundsson and his girlfriend through the streets. He accused them of anti-Semitism and vowed to press charges.
I told you it was on the phone. I told you I didn't want to interrupt, and you said you said to my Rashuli, you said that you were a big fan. You lied through your teeth, and then you said fuck Israel. Why would you do that?
How many times? Fuck Israel. Okay, fuck Israel. Fuck the genocide going on. Fuck. I will.
Nothing to do with that. You know it. Let him
History will not.
I love that it's not even censored, bro. It's not even censored.
History will not favor the genocide that you are behind.
What do you mean she has nothing to do with it?
We have freedom of speech here.
You do.
We have freedom of speech. Fuck Israel. I will say fuck Israel the whole day. This is my country. Welcome to my country.
This is the face of hatred, anti-Semitism. It's the face of Jew hatred. It's the face of what we've faced in 2,000 years.
Well, Shmuley's vigilante gambit has so far mostly backfired in the court of public opinion. The statement, fuck Israel, is considered rude in Iceland, but it's not illegal. Iceland's government takes a hardline stance on the Gaza war. It was among the first to join the genocide and war crimes case against Israel and Netanyahu in the International Criminal Court. It has recognized a sovereign Palestinian state at the UN since 2011, and some in the country have praised Samuel Gudmundsson for his Nordic stoicism. Well, he joins me now. Samuel Gudmundsson, welcome to Uncensored.
Hey, Samuel Gudmundsson?
Nordic stoicism. Well, he joins me now. Samuel Gudmundsson, welcome to Uncensored.
Gudmundsson. He is a good man. Goodman's son. Samuel Goodman's son. Samuel, you are a good man, son. Okay? You've made Iceland proud. You've made us proud. We've watched your video twice, man. We love him here. We should get him as a guest.
Thank you very much for having me, Piers. It's a pleasure.
Well, it's good to have you. This story's got a lot of attention, not just in Iceland, but also now around the world as the video clips have gone viral. I want to play a clip that you yourself recorded.
Dude, Shmuley is single-handedly responsible for 50% of the hate Israel gets. He's the greatest spokesperson for Israel because he's such a piece of shit. No one likes him. He makes everybody hates Israel.
Of your perspective on this. Let's take a look.
I don't know.
Excuse me.
Sorry, I'm not from here, and I have no idea.
No, are you Rabbi Shmuley?
I am. How'd you know that?
I'm a huge fan, man.
That's amazing.
Can I just get
Can you wait 1 second? Because I'm going to call with an attorney. Just 1 second.
Okay, can I just... I'm just on a video, like, already. Can I just do a shout-out or something? Can I just...
But you gotta give me a second.
Okay, we're just walking by. We're just...
What do you want to do?
No, it's just if I can get you...
I can do a selfie, but
get you in a frame?
Okay.
Is it okay?
Yep.
Okay. Fuck Israel.
Okay.
Fuck Israel, man. Welcome to Iceland.
Yo, this is the first time we see the OG footage. OG footage. And look, he hangs up right away. Motherfucker was like, hey, I'm on an important call with my attorney. As soon as the guy says fuck Israel, he's like, oh shit. Turns his phone off because he knows it's time to film content. He knows it's content time, yo. He knows, like, I gotta film this shit. Look at that. Important phone call.
Yep.
Okay. Fuck Israel.
Okay.
Fuck Israel, man. Welcome to Iceland.
Yo, legendary footage. Yo, I'm so glad we're seeing this right now. Instantly shut his phone off. You see that? He's like, oh, time to film this guy.
Now, I'm going to come to the way that Rabbi Shmuley responded to this in a moment. But just on the face of it, you know, going up to somebody in the street and saying, fuck their country in the way that you did, do you accept that was a...
Oh, it's not even his country. First of all, Rabbi Shmuley is a public figure. So it's fair game to walk up to a public figure, someone who is publicly talking about this and pushing these ideas. You can tell him, hey, I disagree with your ideas. But B, even Rabbi Shmuley is quick to remind people that he's not even an Israeli citizen. Rabbi Shmuley is an American citizen. He's a shill for Israel. He's a Zionist piece of shit, but he's not even an Israeli citizen, so it's not his country. And by the way, Israel doesn't exist.
Very provocative thing to do.
Of course, that was the point.
And what was the exact point you wanted to make?
Yep, I was trying to provoke him. That's the point, bro. Short and sweet.
Show a supporter of genocide and his son that's actively participating in said genocide that us Icelanders don't take kindly to that.
Right, but I mean, let me give you an analogy, which is I was a big protester against the Iraq War, for example, when my British government went to war in Iraq in 2003.
But I never told anyone to fuck off. There's no manners there. I'm just going to wash my hands right back.
But if somebody had come up to me in the street, regardless of what side of the debate they were on, and said, fuck Britain, I'd have been extremely angry with that person because they were basically telling an entire country, fuck you, rather than individuals like a prime minister, a government, or so on. Do you accept that by just saying, fuck Israel, you were taking a blanket offensive term, which almost every Israeli I know would be offended.
He didn't insult the guy. He didn't say fuck you. He didn't say fuck your family. He didn't say fuck the Jews. He literally said fuck Israel. Fuck that country that you keep trying to launder their actions. That's all he said. If someone tells me fuck Lebanon, I'll be like, hey, that's kind of rude, but I'm not going to take it as if he insulted me. I'm like, well, fuck you too. Leave it at that. I'm not going to follow them and harass them with the camera for 8 minutes.
Ended by.
Absolutely, because the current state of Israel is an unjust state and internationally condemned in International Court of Justice that they are actively participating in war crimes and genocide. And it has nothing to do with an individual or anything. I know plenty of Israelis are against this current state of affairs. So yes, of course it's
not many. Come on, let's not lie, my friend. You don't have to say many Israelis are against this current state of affairs. Many, yeah. You'd say maybe a handful. Well, it was a good dozen.
a generalization, but yes, that's how it works. If that's the current state of things.
Rabbi Shmuley accused you of hating Jews, of being anti-Semitic. What do you say particularly about that charge?
It's complete nonsense, and it's a cheap shot he would take. And it's I don't know why he had to go there. Like, he could have said I was rude or a whole plethora of things, but I guess he wanted to take a below the belt shot. And he even accuses me in the post, in the caption, in the video itself, of me saying these things, and it's categorically false because the whole event was recorded. It's like he says I said fuck Jews. He says I put my arm around him. I never touched him in the video. He multiple times tried to walk into me, you know, on the while trying to chase my girlfriend up and down the street. But yes, I mean, I know of him.
He's trying to walk up to you because he's hoping that you touch him so that he can film it and be like, look, he's pushing me, he's harassing me. That's what he's doing. He's trying to get it all in your face. So you have that first reaction, kind of like what Yosef Haddad was doing with Deaf Noodles.
For this event, I knew who this guy was. Obviously, that's why I went up to him. I know he's provocative.
Sasamana says, Piers, you have no moral high ground to stand on. We don't care what you think is appalling because we see what you're endorsing. Oh yeah, Piers Morgan in this case is just the delivery method for this debate. Piers is he's a nothing. His opinion doesn't even count anymore. You know. Piers will support the ratings. He just wants ratings. It took him 2 years to call it a genocide. And I was like, well, I've called it a genocide. I disagree with it. And he spent the first year and a half bringing on every single Zionist general and Israeli spokesperson to defend the genocide. And yeah, now he has a nerve to be like, well, I've been calling it a genocide for a while now.
He's evangelical with these things, and he has no problem you know, being libelous or no matter the consequences. He has no problem being dishonest, and I don't like that.
What followed after this was Rabbi Shmuley pursuing you and your girlfriend through the streets with his son in the background for at least 10 minutes. It was pretty aggressive. Many people viewed it as harassment, particularly given the way that your girlfriend was responding. She looked very intimidated.
It was harassment. She kept trying to get away from them, trying to cover her face, hide her face.
By what was happening. You know, what was her feeling as this was happening?
She was very fearful and embarrassed, first and foremost, that just to be on camera. She's camera shy, and she barely knew who he was. I gave her like a quick intro to him just before I walked up to him. I told him what I think of him and what he's.
Listen, babe, real quick. This guy's a piece of shit. Zionist, you know. He's always on Piers Morgan saying some shit. I'm gonna go talk to this guy. I'm gonna go call him out real quick, okay?
Responsible for and what he stands for, and she had nothing to do with it. She stood away from us when I went up to him, took the initial video, and she should have not been a part of this because she had nothing to do with this. And I get if he wanted to imply that she was a part of it by proxy or something, but chasing her down the street and avoiding me and his IDF son also chasing her is completely despicable. And it shows the character of this man. And it shows.
I love him calling him IDF son. That's what everybody's got to say. IDF son, IDF wife, IDF cousin, IDF husband. You gotta label these people for what they are.
That he will go at any length to get views or some kind of reaction, and but yeah, I'm very proud of her for staying strong. She told me she wanted to cry, but she didn't. She stood.
TW says, I actually just met an Israeli on holiday. We didn't have a big argument, but I was like, oh well, I'm from Ireland and prominently displayed my Palestine pin. Let's go, TW. Let's fucking go. W's in chat for TW.
Strong.
And did she?
I'm very proud of her for staying strong. She told me she wanted to cry, but she didn't. She stood strong.
And did she have any
badass lady
problem after this incident when you went off together? Did she have any problem with the fact that you had started this? Because obviously, if you hadn't said "fuck Israel" to Rabbi Shmuley, none of what happened afterwards would have occurred.
Of course, it was the awkwardness of the whole situation, but ultimately, she was glad that I did the right thing. I was super glad I did the right thing because I, of course, knew much more about this guy than she did. And but yeah, she was ultimately like excited that when I told her more about this, and she's been getting positive messages. She's been getting praise from her colleagues at work, and yeah, it's
everybody in Iceland's like, high five, motherfuckers! You guys did it. We like y'all. Yes, the bomb. Rabbi Shmuley will be there momentarily to debate him.
It couldn't have turned out better in the end.
Support for Uncensored comes from Dose for Cholesterol, a simple and reliable...
Shut up, Piers.
Censored by Shmuley, who is joining us now. He's been for your first month subscription.
Well, there he is. Let's go. Rabbi Shmuley's here. Debate time. Let's go.
Hear from Rabbi Shmuley, who is joining us now. He's been listening to that interview. Rabbi Shmuley, welcome back to Uncensored. What do you have to say to Samuel Goodmanson?
You know, Pierce, respectfully, you and I have been friends for many years, and thank you for having me on your show again. Pierce, are you seriously inverting this story from a Jewish victim of a hate crime who could not have been more...
Dude, he can't even listen to this without laughing. Oh, this is so good, man. This is so good. Oh, I gotta see that again, dude. Yeah, what a hideous man, by the way. And like, listen to Piers. Normally when someone says, Piers, I miss you, we're friends, Piers goes like, yes, we are friends. I do miss you as well. Piers said nothing to like, we've been friends for many years. Piers just goes fucking silent. Like, I don't fucking want to be associated with you.
On your show again. Pierce, are you seriously inverting this story from a Jewish victim of a hate crime who could not have been more pleasant to an Icelandic man who came over and admits that he lied, fraudulently misled me and said, I'm a huge fan. I said, I'm on the phone with an attorney. We pay for hours by the attorney. You know, I said, give me 5 minutes. And he said, but I'm leaving now and I have to do it now. And he takes the camera and he says, F Israel. I'm not going to use his vulgarity because I'm not a vulgar person.
Not at all. Just sell dildos for a living. Yeah, hate crime. I was hate crimed. He said, fuck Israel. It's a hate crime.
Attacked me in a hate crime. And the fact that he now admits that he dragged his poor girlfriend into this shows he's also a misogynist. So we have a self-admitted liar who posted the video of his fraudulent...
So he's a misogynist too because he dragged his girlfriend. You dragged his girlfriend into it, my friend.
And his lie. All the anti-Semites have to always use deceptive tactics. He then sparked a wave of harassment and attacks against me and my children and my 1-year-old grandson that hit probably 30 or 40. They were all documented, have been watched by tens of millions of people the world over. Now, I'm going to prove in the space of a single question that Samuel, who has a biblical Hebrew name, interestingly enough, it's my name, Shmuley is Samuel in Hebrew, that he could not care less about a false genocide in Gaza. That's not happening. There were 400,000 Arabs in Gaza when Israel took over in 1967 through a defensive war. There are now 2 million. How does a genocide increase a population 5 times their amount before? It's fraudulent.
That's one of the biggest Zionist talking points.
But I'm going to prove that you couldn't care less, Samuel, about Arabs. Samuel, how many Palestinian refugees since the 2008 civil war in Syria and October 7th, and what you call it, how many Syrian refugees?
What does wait, why did you mention Palestinian refugees on the Syrian war? Not all Arabs are the same, Shmuley. Do you mean Syrian refugees?
How many Palestinian, Arab, Muslim refugees has your country, which only has 350,000 people, in a country 5 times the size of Israel, taken in as migrants, as refugees, to give them safety? How many?
Are you going to do your same little point you made in the Facebook video before?
I am asking you, since you say it's a genocide, and you want to, it's not that you hate, it's not that you hate Jews. You care about Palestinian life. Your country is empty. People can drive it from end to end. There's only 350,000 people.
What does this have to do with anything?
Wait, no. And the answer, he won't answer it. The answer is because he doesn't know.
Let him answer. Let him answer. Let him answer.
Go ahead.
Rabbi Shmuley, you've asked a question. Let him answer.
He's saying it has nothing to do. Go ahead.
Well, let him answer. Let him answer.
Yes.
Let him answer.
Because your opinion of whether a lot or a few came in will either be negative or positive, and that's up to you. I don't care what your opinion is.
Pierce, he answered. He doesn't know.
No.
Pierce, he spoke for 10 minutes.
Let him answer the question. Let him answer the question.
It's my turn to speak.
Let him answer.
Give him 10 minutes. He won't.
No, Rabbi Shmuley, I will decide who speaks. Let him answer properly. Then you can respond.
Fucking goblin, dude. He looks straight up like a goblin.
Okay, how many has your country taken in as migrants from a genocide?
Leave their homeland. They feel the need to leave their homeland because of your war of aggression and expansion.
There we go. Why do they even have to leave? Okay, now first of all, also, Iceland has not a single European country has taken in enough refugees from Syria, from Palestine, from anywhere in the Middle East. That is a fact. That is a known fact. They haven't. And he could also be like, hey, they've not taken enough. I'll be the first one to call it out. My government hasn't done its part into helping greet these refugees. But why are there refugees in the first place? Why are these people being kicked out of Palestine? Why are they even supposed to come to my country for a home, as a new homeland? Why can't they just keep their own homeland?
Israel. You answer that question.
May I now continue, please, first? Pierce, man.
Expansion in Israel. Feel the need to leave their homeland because of your war of aggression and expansion in Israel. You answer that question.
May I now continue, please, first? Pierce, may I now continue, please? Or you're going to get... Okay, now, Iceland has taken in 200 Palestinians over the past nearly 20 years, 200. They could fit into this building. Iceland only has 2,000 Muslim residents in the entire country. Iceland tried to ban circumcision. It would have made it a criminal act, and it was seen not as anti-Semitic. It was seen as Iceland not wanting Muslims because Muslims are even much more insistent.
Why are you talking about circumcision right now, my guy? Why are you talking about circumcision?
Iceland doesn't allow Muslims. We were here for the past 2 weeks. We saw 5 black faces in the entire country. It is, everyone knows, it is statistically the most white homogenous country on earth. So it has, for Iceland to start...
So basically he's trying to say, like, I'm not racist, you're racist. You're more racist. Yeah, okay, we're killing Palestinians. Yes, we're genociding Palestinians, but you don't want them either. You don't have any black people. You don't have any Muslims. You don't have any refugees. So we're not racist. You're the racists. A great argument, Rabbi Shmuley. Try to be like, you're worse than we are. So you don't like them either.
Start virtue signaling. We allow no blacks, no Muslims, no Palestinian refugees, no Islamic refugees. White people alone are allowed into this country, but we're going to choose one group to demonize, harass on the streets, attack them, and call them baby killers.
Out of interest.
Wait.
Rabbi Shmuley.
I have one final point.
I have a question for you. I have a question.
I have one final point.
And yes, Franklin, good point. 2,000 Muslims out of 350,000 isn't insignificant. It's not like they have 20 million people in Iceland and only 2,000 are Muslim. 350K, 2K being Muslim, that's not bad.
I am not Israeli. I'm an American. My country protected Samuel's country for 50 years. They don't have an army. They don't spend. No, I do not. You're a liar. I do not have Israeli citizenship. You are an absolute fraudulent liar. I'm an American citizen. You invented that.
I love Israel for the love of the game. I defend Israel for the love of the game. I have no stakes in this. I am not a citizen, but I would die for Israel before I ever died for America.
The same way you lied that you're a fan of mine. I'm an American. My country spent 50 years defending your country. And Pierce, let me tell you one final thing. You're a British citizen, Pierce. Your country illegally invaded Iceland in April of 1941 because they feared that the Germans would take over Iceland. Your country did that. Your great prime minister, who you praise as the greatest statesman of the 20th century.
1940.
And then finally, now 1 second, and it was April 1941. Now, Pierce,
it was 1940.
Pierce, fine, 1940. Pierce, finally. Pierce, Winston Churchill, who I, like you, consider the greatest statesman of the 20th century, killed 1 million German and Italian children in the Second World War. Now, let's say you as a celebrity come to Iceland and they walk over to you, Samuel, and says, Pierce, I am such a fan. Can I take a picture? And then he looks you in the face and said, you effing baby killer, effing Britain, you killed 1 million German children. What you would think is 2 things, eh? This is how you treat your guests when 10% of your entire economy is dependent on...
All right, let me respond. Let me respond. All right, Rabbi Shmuley, I need to speak. I need to speak.
Baby killers?
I need to speak. I want to focus specifically on this incident that everyone's been talking about and as what.
Lemonman Cat says, YouTube won't let me use the word colonist in the super chat. That's fucking crazy, dude. Are you kidding me, dude? People can't say anything anymore in super chats. That's nuts. You can't even say colonist? Colonizer? Like, come on, YouTube.
And my point to you, Rabbi Shmuley, is not that you shouldn't have been offended, if not outraged by what happened here. It's quite clear Samuel did go up, pretend to be a fan, and then said fuck Israel on camera so that he could have a moment at your expense. I completely agree with you. I would have probably reacted badly too if someone did that to me. They have done it to me over the years, often completely erroneously because they think my position on something is not what it is. But anyway, that's the fate of being in public life. I have 2 thoughts about what you've been saying and what I've seen. One is, if Iceland's that bad, why have you gone there on vacation? And secondly...
If you know, if you think it's such a racist country, why would you go there?
I would say to you that your behavior in the 10 minutes that followed Samuel saying "fuck Israel" was outrageous because there was a young woman clearly very intimidated by what you were doing, didn't want to be on camera. She had nothing to do with this. She didn't.
Sorry, I missed the last like 20 seconds of Shmuley talking because I was listening to a voice note. So if he said something interesting, I had missed it.
Say anything to you, and I thought your continued harassment with her there looking intimidated and scared, and as Samuel has said, close to tears, I think was reprehensible. Two things can be true at the same time.
Pierce, I'm amazed that you would invert this, that a victim of an anti-Semitic hate crime is now the harasser. This is always a story with the Jews. The Jews.
You're an eternal victim.
It wasn't an anti-Semitic hate crime.
I am allowed.
Where was the anti-Semitic hate crime?
I am allowed. You asked me.
Where was the anti-Semitic hate crime?
Where
was the anti-Semitism?
And scared, and as Samuel has said, close to tears, I think was reprehensible. Two things can be true at the same time.
Pierce, I'm amazed that you would invert this, that a victim of an anti-Semitic hate crime is now the harasser. This is always a story with the Jews. The Jews.
I am the victim. I am the victim of the anti-Semitic hate crime. The man said, "Fuck Israel." That means he's attacking all Jews. I'm the victim. Double pointing, folks. Constant, always victim mentality. It's exhausting. Don't you get exhausted from constantly being a victim and playing the victim and crying victim? Isn't it just tiring? Just, dude, look at his teeth. Look at his ears. Genuinely looks like a goblin. Genuinely looks like a goblin.
It wasn't an anti-Semitic hate crime.
I am allowed.
Where was the anti-Semitic hate crime?
I am allowed. You asked me.
Where was the anti-Semitic hate crime?
Let me.
Where was the anti-Semitic?
Let me respond. October 7th, Israel is attacked. Women have their breasts cut off. Terrorists are playing volleyball with.
No women had their breasts cut off.
Their breasts, shooting them in their vagina.
Where was he anti-Semitic? Tell me.
And when Israel protects itself, of course, Israel's the aggressor and guilty of genocide.
Fine.
A rabbi
Where
is
was he
walking with his 1-year. A rabbi is walking with his 1-year-old grandson and with his 4 children. A man comes and lies and says, "I'm a."
4 grown-ass children, by the way. They're like all 30. His daughter's selling dildos. His son is serving in the IDF. I'm walking with my 4 children. He's like the Blossom actress, Mayim Bialik or whatever. I was with my kids. They're 20 and like 25. It's like, I was with my kids. I'm walking with my 4 children, my 30 and 25-year-old IDF son and dildo selling daughter.
He says, "F Israel." I won't say the word because I'm not
I've
vulgar.
accepted that. Where was he anti-Semitic?
His girlfriend stood with him the entire time. You should be pointing a finger at a misogynist who admits that he did not.
Where was he anti-Semitic?
Going over to an American Jewish citizen in the middle of the street and harassing and making them feel very unsafe and attacking them when they're alone and don't know and saying
attacking unsafe. He attacked me when I was alone. I felt unsafe, dude. Look at his eyes. Look what a fucking psycho, dude. What a psycho.
Israel to your face. That is anti-Semitism, pure and simple.
No, it's
and
not.
if you're a British man,
no,
and if they walk over and say, if they say to you, here's Churchill killed 1 million German children.
Let me stop you there.
It was harassing.
Let me stop you there.
It was
if you're watching live, don't forget to click that like button, like the stream, everybody, and subscribe to the channel. Hell yeah, let's go.
I'm disappointed in you. I really am.
Wait a minute. Can you? Okay.
F Israel is not a criticism. F Israel is not a criticism. F Israel is an attack on Jews. Saying I'm a dual citizen is a law.
No, it's not an attack on Jews.
So he's saying F Israel is an attack on Jews. He's stating it right there.
I don't even.
No, it's not an attack on Jews. No, you accused him of
You're not even Israeli. You're not even Israeli. It's like telling someone fuck Saudi Arabia. You're taking that as an attack on Muslims. You're crazy, man. Get the fuck out of here.
A Jew hater and being anti-Semitic. Nothing I've seen in these videos.
Because he came over and lied and
either
said
hates
I'm a
Jews
fan and
was
F
anti-Semitic.
Israel. And it happened 40 times while we're here. And the reason I'm here is because I love this country, okay?
Fine.
Then let him walk over and say, can I say respectfully say I don't like you?
Yeah.
Just to be clear, it's fine. You can. All right. I'll let Samuel respond.
I'm sorry. It shows the nature of your thinking and of also in the grander scheme of the nature of your warfare. For a man to approach you and your son, 2 men, one of them an IDF soldier, chasing down my girlfriend and largely ignoring me, pushing into
2 men. Your son, an IDF soldier.
To me to get to her with the camera. You lie.
That is a lie. You are lying through your teeth. You are lying through your teeth. You are an anti-Semite who harassed people on the street, who lied and said you're a fan, and we did not follow your girlfriend. We followed you. You were with her the entire time. You admitted that you lied to her and said
on your own video, buddy.
You and now you're saying she was proud.
It's on your own video. Dude, I love this guy. It's genuinely Samuel for president, dude. Come move to America. You know, will lie on the paperwork and say that you were born there, okay?
Of you. You just said she's proud that you attacked me. I am sorry. Yeah. I am sorry. Here's American tourists who, my taxpayer money kept this country safe for 80 years since the Cold War. My money. They don't spend $1 on.
You were paying taxes during World War II? Jesus, Shmuley.
On defense. I am an American tourist. I deserve to be treated with a simple
you
respect.
Also live. You also live. Rabbi Shmuley. You also live in a free. Hang on one second. All three of us, Iceland, UK, America, all live in free democratic societies. If Samuel Goodmanson wants to say "fuck Israel," he's legally allowed to say it. I wouldn't say it.
Is he allowed to harass me on the street?
Wait a minute. Piers, you're such a good boy. You wouldn't say "fuck Israel." What a good dog you are. Good boy.
Let me finish talking. Right? So I understand why you would be angry, but it doesn't justify the way that you harassed his girlfriend for 10 minutes.
So I did not harass his girlfriend. His girlfriend.
And very
I'm
upset.
Sorry.
You did.
That is your.
You did. And you've accused him. And you've accused him. And you've accused him. And you.
Hey, Samuel saying you're very lucky to not have touched her. Our boy Samuel would have had to throw hands if you touch his girlfriend, Shmuley. Okay, good on Samuel for saying that out loud for the Shmuels to hear it.
And you've accused him. And you've accused him. And you. And let me finish my point. No, let me finish my point. Let me finish my point. Not only did you harass
blaming the victim. You are blaming the victim.
No, oh, shut up, Shmuley.
You are blaming the victim.
David Pierce like, oh, shut up. Shut up too, Piers Morgan.
The victim. You are blaming the victim.
No, oh, shut up, Shmuley.
You are blaming the victim. You are blaming the victim.
You have accused Samuel of being anti-Semitic and of hating Jews. Nothing that he has said, either in those video clips or here on this program, says that he is anti-Semitic or hates Jews. He just opposes what Israel has been doing in Gaza. And by the way, two-thirds of your own. Wait a minute. Two-thirds of your own country, the United States, now have a negative view of what Israel, the state of Israel, has been doing in Gaza. His opinion is not an outlier. You know that Israel's popularity around the world has been plummeting because of the actions of Benjamin Netanyahu and his government. So the idea that because somebody criticizes Israel...
Yeah, Met Manic says he looks like a bridge troll. Yeah, he looks more... Sorry, I mean troll. He looks more like a troll than a goblin. 100% a troll.
Or the Israeli government, they are automatically Jew haters or anti-Semitic, as you have tried to frame this, is outrageous and completely wrong. He is not, from anything I've heard, anti-Semitic or anti-Jewish. So why say that?
May I respond? May I respond?
You've got nothing but respond.
No, excuse me. You asked me why I came to Iceland. I love this country. Its external beauty is unmatched. It should be actually reflected with an internal beauty. Are you aware, Pierce, that Iceland from 2003 to 2016 had an Israeli first lady named Dorit Musayev, who was more popular even than her husband, the president. This country once loved.
No. He literally looks like take your pick of whatever troll you see in this image. And Shmuley looks like both of them, dude. Troll 2. Troll 3, add Shmuley in there as the third troll. If you guys have seen the troll movies, I think I saw the first one on Netflix. I should watch the second one. Shit. Troll versus troll? Goddamn. Bring Shmuley for the third, though. Shmuley's got to be in the third one. Please. And you can save on all that CGI. Just get Shmuley. No makeup. No CGI. Just make him bigger. Just make him bigger. You got yourself a third troll. Okay? That's how you save money. No AI. Bring a real fucking troll. Throw him in there.
Even though they only allowed 8 Jews in during the entire Holocaust, they were under Denmarkian control. Denmark allowed 8,000 Jews in. Wait a second. You're not letting me speak. You're not letting me speak. Israel accusing Israel, the only Jewish state in the world, of a genocide. When this country, this past Sunday, marched for LGBTQ rights, where Hamas takes gay men and castrates them, where Hamas takes teenage girls and has their brothers...
Stop talking about gay people and castrating gay people and circumcision, okay, you dildo seller. You dildo seller. Why don't you shove a dildo up your mouth and shut the fuck up for once? Using gay people as a shield. Stop bombing Arab countries and they'll get to gay rights. Stop bombing them. Right now they're worrying about where are we going to live? We have no roof over our heads. Maybe once they have a roof over their heads, they'll worry about gay rights.
Kill them for having a girlfriend.
Was it by coincidence that you went into the
Hamas kills people for having a girlfriend. What? Really?
teenage girls and has their brothers kill them for having a girlfriend.
Was it by coincidence that you went into the only gay bar in Iceland to agitate people? What was that, 1 or 2 days after this?
Oh, he went to a gay bar in Iceland to antagonize people? I didn't even know that was a gay bar where he went to. Yo, Samuel just called him out.
Teenage girls and has their brothers kill them for having a girlfriend.
Was it by coincidence that you went into the only gay bar in Iceland to agitate people? What was that, 1 or 2 days after this?
Where Hamas has not had elections 2006. Where Mahmoud Abbas himself, the head of the Palestinians, is afraid to go to Gaza, and it's not been there since 2006 because the leader of the Palestinians would be killed. You want Jews to die without defense. Now, as far as
wait a minute. There we go. Called him a perpetual victim. You and your IDF son chasing down a woman in the street. That shows your kind of warfare, dude. Based fucking guy, man. Holy shit, what a guy. What a guy, dude. Between him and Arianna from Burger King. What an awesome new crop of like fucking people. Anti-Israel, anti-Zionist. Like, this is the face of the world right now. People like Arianna, they do kind of give me hope for the next 10 years. Not right now. Right now, what's happening in Palestine, like, seems like it can't be stopped. What's happening in Lebanon, but like 10 years from now, dude, when people like Samuel, people like Arianna, their generation is in power and has influence, I think they can actually make a difference. You know, just say no to the money, say no to AIPAC money, say no to temptation, say no to bribery.
Wait a minute. Rabbi Shmuley, sorry.
Now you're attacking gay people. Now you're attacking a gay bar.
You cannot say he...
Now you're attacking... Now you're homophobic, you're misogynist, anti-Semitic, and now homophobic?
You just said he wants Jews to die. You've lost your mind, man. What are you talking about?
No, I said he doesn't want Jews to defend themselves. It's the same thing, like in the Second World War.
You said you want Jews. You said he wants Jews to die.
Excuse me. I said he wants Jews to be attacked.
You said he wants Jews to die.
That's right.
You said he wants Jews to die. I heard you. I heard you say what you said. Don't lie about it. We all heard what you said.
If October 7th
this is an outrageous claim.
Without an IDF, Jews will die. Hamas has a constitution that calls for a second Holocaust of all the Jewish people. Without an IDF,
yeah, no one's defending Hamas. Why are you talking about Hamas?
He's saying that Israel cannot defend itself in Gaza.
What is going on?
It is Hamas that uses
children.
No,
he's not. He's not saying that. Nobody's saying that.
And by the way,
nobody's saying that.
A final comment.
Nobody's saying that.
Listen, Pierce. It's a purely 2-on-1 debate. I don't mind. I've had worse thoughts. Okay?
Your blood pressure's up, Rabbi. Come on.
It's clearly 2-on-1 debate, Pierce. He's just lying at, like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, he's just trying to spew out lies. At least you can barely hear him because everybody's speaking over each other. But I heard that at some point Pierce mutes him.
Your country.
Thank you, Jesse Jean.
Pierce had a 5-to-1 civilian to combatant death ratio in the Second World War. Churchill killed 5 German civilians for every 1 Wehrmacht soldier.
Yeah, that's not good, man. Don't use that as an excuse for what the Israelis are doing. Now Israelis are only killing 3-to-1.
Your country, Pierce, had a 5-to-1 civilian to combatant death ratio in the Second World War. Churchill killed 5 German civilians for every 1 Wehrmacht soldier. Israel has killed 1-to-1. 1 civilian to 1.
How do you 1-to-1? Really? 1-to-1? You've killed 200,000 Hamas soldiers? Really? And even saying, like, we've only killed 1-to-1 for every Hamas person we killed 1 child. What's the problem? We've killed 50,000 Hamas. We've killed 50,000 innocents. What's so wrong with that? Just 1-to-1. Fuck you, you fucking animal. You fucking troll. You literal motherfucking ugly ass looking cave troll who needs to be in Troll 3 ASAP.
Terrorist combatant.
How do you know that?
How do you know that? You know that because I've debated this on your show 10,000 times.
These numbers have not.
Nifty Eve says, how did someone have kids with him? I have no idea. But that is a miracle. That right there. I don't believe in miracles, but shit like this makes me believe in God.
These numbers have not been established.
Yes, they have, and I've done this.
These numbers have not been established. No, they haven't. No, they haven't.
So I'm asking you.
No,
I'm asking you.
It's an absolute lie. You have no idea it is 1-on-1. You've no idea. You've just invented. You've invented that number. You've invented that number.
Even according to the Hamas Health Ministry, which
and the reason we don't know. And the reason we don't know exactly the reason we don't know why how many civilians have died in Gaza? It's because 80% of Gaza got leveled to the ground, and the Israeli government will not let international journalists into Gaza to do their job, despite there being supposed ceasefire for many months.
That is
it's completely
a fraudulent
outrageous.
lie.
So none of it.
CNN
so
and Fox News,
it is not a lie.
In Gaza. The New York Times has
It's
been in
not
Gaza.
no.
The AP has been in
No,
Gaza. Bloomberg
no,
has been in Gaza.
no,
The
stop lying.
Has been in
Stop
Gaza.
lying.
I'm sorry.
Stop lying.
I'm sorry.
Stop lying.
You are not
Stop
telling the
lying.
truth.
Mute him, Jesus Christ! Mute the guy, dude. Mute him.
Stop
You are
lying.
not telling
The
the truth.
only journalist.
And he even says, he's like, well, if we killed 70,000, that means 35,000 were Hamas, and the other 35, like, he literally said that, like, he's making it sound like 35,000 innocent people is okay.
The reason we don't know exactly. The reason we don't. The reason we don't. The reason we don't.
70,000 died, 35,000 were terrorists. There you go. So we killed 35,000 innocents. He's just talking about it like it's normal. Look,
No,
which is also an outrageous lie. People media, given there's a
Because the
ceasefire.
media, you are not telling the truth.
Stop
You are
lying.
not telling
The
the truth.
only journalists who've been allowed into Gaza have been embedded with the IDF. I want international media, given there's a ceasefire,
Because the media,
to be allowed to
because if
operate
they're not
free,
embedded with the
to be
IDF, they will be
operate,
killed by
to be
Gaza.
allowed to
What?
operate, to be. Well, you
They'll
know.
be killed by Gaza, he said. Not even Hamas. They'll be killed by Gaza. I'm sorry, my man. It's the IDF that has murdered over 230 Palestinian journalists and reporters. Israel, the highest number of journalists killed in, like, history, dude. What are we doing here?
What? You know what? The IDF has killed over 200 Palestinian journalists and tries to pretend they're all Hamas, which is also an outrageous lie. So I'm afraid there's a lot of disinformation flying around.
That is a lie.
I want to give. No, that's a fact. 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 Oh, shut up about your blood libel. Let me bring in. Let me bring in Samuel. All right, can we mute Rabbi Shmuley a minute, please?
Yeah, there we go.
Mute him a minute. I want to give Samuel the chance to speak. Mute him, please.
Come on.
Thank you.
Act your age, Rabbi.
Okay, Samuel, I've muted him, so we can't hear him now. Samuel, what do you want to say? I'll let you have the final word.
It's crazy that he's still playing the victim. 70,000 Palestinians killed, uninhabitable for over 2 million people. The damage is already done. They're already almost at their final stage. They've wiped out Gaza. They've turned it into a wasteland, and they're talking about rebuilding it as a hotel resort. You know, what a life for a person to, if they even survive, that they can work as in a hotel as a housekeeping or maybe at the desk in the land where they once lived. And you can see this man is proud of it.
Wow, man, I love this guy. He's painting such a graphic, such a bleak portrait of what Gaza is going to look like. Like, people that used to live there are now going to be lucky to be able to be a hotel clerk or a cleaning person in the hotel that now sits above their old house where they used to live.
And you can see that this man is completely incredulous, and he does not have any sympathy. He does not have any morals, and that is the reason why it drives people at the other side of the world in Iceland. People of good moral conscience here in Iceland. We're a strong, independent, and moral people. It drives us to say, we don't like this, and we're going to say something about it. And that's why you have us. We were at the forefront oh, okay, sorry.
You can talk, but don't cut him off. He's fucking waiting his turn, speaking politely. Cut the fucking troll off like you did. Let the man talk. Let Samuel fucking speak, dude.
No, listen, I appreciate you coming on.
May I respond?
Rabbi Shmuley, yes, yes.
May I respond?
I've unmuted you. But what I want to play you is this is a mashup of your confrontations with members of the public in various countries. Let's take a look.
Wait, guys, why are you running away? What'd you say? Yo, bro, it's you! Fuck you, bro! Yo, fuck you! Free Palestine! You think you could dress like this in Palestine? No. Jesus is my fellow Jew. I wrote a book called Kosher Jesus. I wrote a book called Kosher Jesus. This coward, disgusting anti-Semite, said in front of the entire public that I am a power broker for Jeffrey Epstein. Wait, so you recognize me from Piers Morgan? You said you don't agree with my views about what? Michael Jackson. Your president, is that you support Argentina? Javier Milei loves Israel. Huh? Javier Milei loves Israel. No. Javier Milei loves Israel. Javier Milei. Because she walked over to me and started screaming.
He says, oh, your shitty president loves Israel. That means you must love Israel too, right?
Palestine, because I wear a yarmulke? How is it that a British man is allowed to walk over to a Jew, and an anti-Semite walks over, attacks a Jew at an airport? How does he have a visa here?
He's so fucking annoying, dude. He should be banned from entering any country. This man literally goes and travels internationally, and that's how he gets his content, by harassing people and then getting them, you know. Plus, if someone walks up to Rabbi Shmuley, tells him to go fuck himself, they should have every single right to. He's a piece of shit. He's made it his job to go on television and promote the state of Israel and to launder their actions, to launder their genocide. So you're going to get called out. And he's politely getting called out. That makes it seem like he's being involved in these anti-Semitic attacks.
Now, I would put it to you, Rabbi Shmuley, that you love this stuff. It gives you a lot of attention, a lot of clips, and that often you go out of your way to harass people whilst playing the victim. And I don't understand why you need to do that. It's a free country. People want to say what they want to say. Fine, let them. Have an argument with them, fine. But to film yourself going after people in the streets around the world constantly, you're clearly doing this for clicks. You're doing it for, to be, popular, whatever you think you're being.
Look at Piers judging someone for doing something for clicks. You little asshole. Your whole show is fucking drama farming and clicks and Jerry Springer shit. Look at this. You got a random guy in Iceland who got into an argument with Rabbi Shmuley, and you have them both here for a debate. Stop talking about clicks, you little fucking media whore, Piers.
Looked at the comments under your post.
But he's right, 100%. 100% Rabbi Shmuley's a fucking dick and does it for clicks. But Piers, you shouldn't be the one to pass this kind of judgment.
Where you posted this encounter with Samuel. I don't know whether you've had a chance to read them. They are unrelentingly hostile and negative to you. And these are people, largely, who follow you on social media. At some point, the penny should drop, Rabbi Shmuley, that yes, it's not nice when people come up and say, fuck Israel to you, but that doesn't make them anti-Semitic. It doesn't make them a Jew hater. It means they don't like what the Israeli government...
When he said the penny should drop, I thought he was about to make some kind of like Jew joke. I'm like, wait, whoa. Piers, what are we doing here, man?
Is doing right now. And by the way, nor do most people around the world, actually, according to all the polls. So to try and conflate criticism of a state or a government with Jew-hating or anti-Semitism, I think is one of the laziest tropes and most insidious tropes out there right now. Nothing Samuel has said makes me think he hates Jewish people or is anti-Semitic. He just doesn't like what Israel's doing in Gaza and other places, and nor do a lot of people. So you can have a problem with him being rude to you, and I agree with you. But the way you went after him for 10 minutes, the way that his girlfriend was clearly very upset, intimidated, and felt harassed by you, you would do that with impunity and be proud of it. And we just showed a mashup of you doing this relentlessly. Makes me think you're doing this for publicity and clicks and playing the victim card. And I just don't think you need to do that.
It's Machiavellian. He doesn't care.
May I respond? May I respond to Samuel?
Well, let him respond.
And it's a 2-on-1.
Let him respond, Samuel.
You know, Piers. This is
a
sad day. This is a sad day for you personally. I'll tell you why. Because
no, it's not.
I didn't call you. No. Well, now you won't even let me speak. Will you let me speak? This is a sad day for you.
God, dude, he's such a hateful fucker.
Yeah.
Personally, Piers. First of all, you get 1,000 times more negative message. You get 1,000 times more negative messages on your feeds than I do, orders of magnitude. But I like you because you don't care what people say. Neither do I. I will stand for righteousness. Don't bring up what people comment. I couldn't care less. Number two. Your producers called me. Your producers called me to be on the show, so don't talk to me about clickbait. You're using this for clickbait. Number 3.
All right, there we go. You know what? I'm gonna give Rabbi Shmuley this one point. He says your producers called me, motherfucker. Listen, he's right there. That's the one time Rabbi Shmuley is right. Okay, accusing Piers Morgan of also wanting clickbait. Absolutely.
I only film people who threaten my life or attack me, like some of the clips you showed. I was physically assaulted in Vienna by 2 of my Palestinian
threaten my life and attack me.
Brothers and sisters. I was physically attacked in Florida in a hotel where a man said, I'm going to take you out, and threatened to kill me and called me a baby killer. Jews have been called baby killers beginning in your country, in Norwich, going back 1,000 years when we were accused of drinking the blood of Christians. There have been many decent Icelanders who have issues with the policies of the Israeli government, which they should, because Israel's a democracy, and have walked over and said, I'm ashamed at Samuel. I'm ashamed at my country. The man who set up this interview for your people you hired wrote to me saying, I am ashamed of the way my country has treated you. Samuel opened a can of worms from my 1-year-old.
I guarantee not a single person in Iceland told Rabbi Shmuley, I'm sorry about how you were treated in my country. 100% made up. $500 for things that never happened.
Grandson and my 4 children to be harassed, attacked, assaulted, feared for our lives. I can't walk down the street.
What did you do when you posted
excuse me. And the only, and I'm not a violent man. I'm not a violent man. I have never touched anyone.
What was the motive behind that? You want to talk messages?
Excuse me.
We've got in total.
He says I'm not a violent man, then excuses Israel killing 35,000 civilians. Those are his numbers. He said if Israel killed 70,000, that means 35,000 were Hamas. That means 35,000 were civilians. This non-violent man is okay with murdering 35,000 civilians as a 1-to-1 collateral damage ratio of war. So what do you mean you're not a violent man? Because you don't punch a man in the street, you think that doesn't make you a violent man? This is the whole thing about savages and like, I wear a suit, I'm not violent, I'm not a barbarian. It's like, who gives a fuck about where you live or what you wear? Or if you don't punch someone in the street when you're being provoked. True violence and true darkness is when you support a fucking genocide and say that a 1-to-1 ratio of combatant versus civilian is not a bad ratio. When you try to excuse the death of, in his case, he only thinks 35,000 civilians were killed. When it's hundreds of thousands of civilians that are killed, when you try to excuse that shit, that makes you a very violent and sick fucking demon.
The only defense I have, the only defense.
Kill my girlfriend.
The only defense I have.
Israeli, he didn't even have a.
The only defense I have, Pierce.
He was going to find her family.
The only defense I have, Pierce.
I'm still answering hundreds of positive messages.
The only,
I've only gotten 2 negative.
Because there are that many anti-Semites in the world, sadly. But let me tell you something, Pierce. The only defense I have is something that we Americans call. You won't even. You muted me, but you won't mute him. This is a 2-on-1. Can I respond to your question, or will you not mute him?
Yeah, Polga. Haley, thank you. Polga, chill out in the chat, man. Polga, you can't see shit. You can't say shit like that in chat, my man. There's another one too earlier.
In the street for saying thank you for dealing with it.
It can't be a 2-on-1 when I'm not even speaking.
The only defense I have is something called the First Amendment, enshrined in my Constitution, to record or film or respond to an absolute tsunami and wave of Jewish tourists being assaulted in Barcelona 2 days ago, being attacked in Athens 3 days ago. There's a couple missing in Austria, Jewish women. Jewish tourists are being assaulted. Now, let me make one point. I'm not Israeli. I'm American. My taxpayers gives this man the...
No, Fabio. Fabio says Luigi just pled guilty. Luigi, no. Why, Luigi? Archer's lab below said, hope your finger's doing okay.
Right to speak freely for the past 80 years. And let me tell you what he's doing. He might say that a couple of people will write to him. He is destroying tourism. I have received tens of thousands of messages from Americans saying we will not go to this country. That Iceland calls.
Oh, what a load of crap! What a load of crap! Honestly,
they call Trump Hitler. No, this is an attack on American Jews.
All right, I'm going to give the final word to Samuel.
So
final word to Samuel.
Of course you will, because this has been attacked from day one.
Shut the fuck up, Shmuley.
And
no, because you've been talking.
So he pled guilty to stalking. Come on, man.
You've had twice the airtime that he's had. You've had twice the airtime that he's had. Samuel, final word to you.
Let me ask you, Rabbi, are you still in the country?
That is none of your business. Do you want your friends to come and beat me up? Do you want your friend?
What a little bitch. Do you want to come beat me up? Why'd you want to know if I'm still in the country? You want to come harass me some more?
That is none of your business. Do you want your friends to come and beat me up? Do you want your friends to come and harass me? How dare you ask that? You are a dangerous man, and I will never tell you.
Oh my God. Oh, yeah, look, this is genuine comedy, dude. This is genuine fucking comedy. How dare you ask me that? You want to commit another hate crime?
God forbid. That just shows his intentions. Now you see his intentions. Now you clearly see his intentions. How disgusting a question. Are you the prime minister licensed to evict me? Are you the police? You know, in my country, impersonating the police is a felony.
Mute him again, bro. Mute him again.
Rabbi Shmuley, so I can hear the last word, please.
Rabbi, be good. Let me finish.
Mute Rabbi Shmuley again, so I can listen to Samuel. All right, Samuel, final word.
This question is because the International Court of Justice is, of course, is an ongoing investigation started by South Africa, I believe, accusing Israel of war crimes. Now, war crimes have an international response that they apply internationally, and they should be treated as such, and they should be punished as such. Now, quite recently, I don't know the exact date, Icelandic criminal law became...
Jay Nada says, I don't know, I'm getting to the point where until there is some kind of violent civil war-like conflict in Israel, I'm just going to assume every single Israeli supports the genocide. It's not an unfair thought. I think most Israelis support the genocide one way or another.
Intertwined with international war crime laws, meaning that if you are suspected of being committing a war crime, aka a genocide, you can be arrested in our country. So that's why I asked, because if you're not out already, I would take your IDFs on and get the hell out while you still can.
Yo, holy shit. I thought he was going to ask, like, this is not where I thought it was going. He's always telling him, get the fuck out of our country. He's telling him, get your IDF son the fuck out of our country. We got to listen to that shit again. Our fucking boy. Dude, this shit is fucking based.
Crimes have an international response.
Rabbi Shmuley again, so I can listen to Samuel.
We got to listen to this shit again. This was fucking epic right there.
I asked him this question is because the International Court of Justice is, of course, is an ongoing investigation started by South Africa, I believe, accusing Israel of war crimes. Now, war crimes have an international response that they apply internationally, and they should be treated as such, and they should be punished as such. Now, quite recently, I don't know the exact date, Icelandic criminal law became intertwined with international war crime laws, meaning that if you are suspected of committing a war crime, aka a genocide, you can be arrested in our country. So that's why I asked, because if you're not out already, I would take your IDF son and get the hell out while you still can, before cops get wise to you.
Yo, dude, that is fucking epic, dude. It's like, get the fuck out of our country. You're not welcome here, you motherfucker. That's how everybody should treat Israelis. That's how everybody should treat Zionists. That's how everybody should treat people like Rabbi Shmuley. You're not welcome here, motherfuckers.
Respond, please. May I respond? May I respond?
Go on.
May I respond? Samuel,
yes.
You should read the news. You should read the news sometime. The ICC prosecutor who brought those charges against Israel, which are charges, it's not a trial. His name is Karine Khan. He was fired and suspended by the ICC. Excuse me. He won't let me respond. Karine Khan,
you don't arrest
the
someone
ICC prosecutor, was arrested by the ICC, and he was arrested and he was forced to resign for what you did. He abused a woman, and she came forward on CNN, and he was fired, and it was
okay. I'm going to leave it here.
What you did to your girlfriend and involving her in a hate crime without
talking about my girlfriend.
Is misogyny, female abuse, and I feel sorry for her. I feel sorry for what you did to her.
That's outrageous. It's outrageous. It's actually what you did to his girlfriend that's the problem. From what I saw.
That's
anyway,
your
I'm going to leave it there.
It's been a 2-on-1 debate from
it's my opinion.
From the first second.
It's my opinion.
It's a 2-on-1 debate. I've had worse odds.
And I'm protected. To quote somebody a little earlier, I'm protected by my First Amendment rights to have my opinion, and I'm going to stick to it.
Thank
you, Samuel. Thank you, Rabbi Shmuley. I'm going to leave it there. No, that's it. Actually, no, that means you don't understand your own country's law, because when I'm here in the United States, I am protected by your First Amendment rights.
Are you in the United States?
Exactly the same as you.
I thought you broadcast from London.
I'm in Los Angeles.
Oh, then say that.
I'm in Los Angeles.
Thank God you are now protected by American rights. You are very lucky. Because in Britain, people are being arrested for tweets.
I'm glad I had a chance to explain your constitutional rights to you. Thank you both very much indeed. A lot of hot air has again been expended this week.
Woo! Yo, that did not disappoint. Samuel Goodmanson, Samuel Goodman's son, is a fucking G. Rabbi Shmuley is a clown, as always. It's hard to take him seriously because he's just out there yelling and lying and spouting bullshit and Zionist talking points. So nothing he says you can take seriously. But Samuel, my God, what an impression that guy made. 8 minutes in the streets made him a legend, and now a 40-minute appearance on Piers Morgan just cements him as our legend. Let's fucking go. Marina says, like the stream. Hell yeah, guys. Get us to 100 likes. Let's get this stream to 100 likes before we go offline. I'm going to get ready to go to dinner with Demi tonight. We're going to have some fun. Then I'm helping out some friends with a shoot tomorrow. And then Sunday, going for a hike. And then might be coming back for a Sunday night stream. But no stream Saturday, so tomorrow's going to be off. But Sunday night, we might be doing an episode of Better Left Unsaid with the boys. Let's go. Everybody like the stream if you haven't yet. Everybody who came in today and sent in a super chat, donated. Thank you so much. Starting with 711 Pure Spring Water, who before the stream even started, slammed us with 5 memberships. Thank you so much for the gifted Pure Spring Water, and we're glad. I mean, it's okay. Love to North Brissy. I hope you get to enjoy the replay when you watch this. Thank you again for the generous dono. Polish Pusher with super chats and gifted memberships. Thank you so much, Polish Pusher. That was so kind. Slamming us with a 5 gifted. TE with a dono with multiple donos. Thank you so much, TE. Maximus Cesare as well. Maban with 5 gifted memberships as well. Insanity, Jose Piexoto becoming a member. Lemonman Cat with a dono. Far Twain with the donos. Frog Drug and Sunflower Dragon. Thank you, everybody, for supporting the channel. To our members, our patrons, we love you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Marina, you're late. Better late than never. Yella, you can catch up on the replay. We appreciate y'all. Mohsen, we hope you're doing good. We appreciate you. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Enjoyed the rest of your day. I will see you guys this weekend, this Sunday. Pulga, we went over Olivia. That was earlier. That was before this topic. Enjoy, everybody. Take care. And as always, do not worry.